What is up? It's iCkEdMeL. Welcome back. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate all the love in the chat. Right before I hit go live, I looked and I see all the purple hearts. And I remember somebody had left me a comment. They were like, "What does the purple heart mean, man? Like, what is that? Something going on over there at the iCkEdMeL channel." It's like, oh man, they don't know. What's up? Welcome. So I wanted to cover a couple of things. Came through a little bit to talk about Kiely Rodni. Some interesting things that we've seen online. Maybe we can clarify some things, maybe some misconceptions. And if you guys could hit like, I'd appreciate that. Make sure you guys could hear me good. I'll only fix my volume a little bit. Some interesting stuff. And we're going to listen to a little bit of audio too, because Adventures with Purpose was on Law and Crime. We're going to listen to them a little bit. They actually went on a channel, I guess 2 days ago. And they're actually commenting in this channel about some things. I guess they can't say a lot and they have to be kind of vague, but it's really interesting what they said. So yeah, we're going to do that. And then maybe we'll do some calls too, if you guys want. What's up? What's up? Welcome. Welcome. A lot of love. Yeah, they thought like the Purple Hearts was a conspiracy too. So, all right, let me start with the first thing. Let's get started, man. Thank you again for coming by. I appreciate it. A little whacked out here. So let's start a little bit with Adventures with Purpose and this channel last night. Manimal Reacts. I put the link in the description. He was covering the story and they came into the chat. All right. And so they were there for a short amount of time, I think, and they cleared up some things, I guess, because there was a lot of misconception about that they had gotten this mysterious tip or something, and that's how they got it, how they found her so fast. And they said that no. I can't get you a bigger size on there. They said 100% we didn't get any tips. We do what we do. We had some other hot leads that we worked on day one, and here on day two, when we found her, we returned we returned what we know best in following the evidence. So they're saying they didn't get any tips. The other thing that was kind of interesting, let's see here. This is going to take us to this part of this whole thing. Let me just start with this first. You guys might have heard about this New York Post article where it said here, and I get it, this shit is kind of like, it's weird, it's kind of confusing. It said, let me fix myself a little bit. It said the vehicle was found upside down and about 14 feet underwater. Diver Nick Wren, who discovered the car, told the Post. The driver's windows was broken and there was a body in the back seat. Now, there's no quotes on this. And so usually in an article, they would quote exactly what they said. And this kind of led people to believe that, I don't know, maybe when they went in the water, the windows were broken, or like they're like this led people to believe that there has to be foul play. Now, they didn't quote Nick, and Legacy, where are you? Legacy did reach out to try to get clarification on this situation, and they haven't responded. She said, I always say factual info is crucial. I'm deleting the post. If this was a direct quote from Nick Wren, why isn't it quoted? I sent a message to the author to see if I can clarify, but I haven't received a response. It's my responsibility to share accurate information. So she didn't get a response. She DM'd this person. Now there's an article from the Independent. I couldn't get the link for this, but I was sent a screenshot. And they actually did take quotes. And this is what they said. I went down and did my inspection. Fellow diver Nick Wren added in the comments to the post. I saw the vehicle upside down, verified the license plate, and that there were remains in the vehicle. He continued, then I came out, we called the family and authorities and let them take it from there. So they quoted what he said. The other article didn't. And here's another thing to add to that. So just trying to clarify everything we can. I just thought it was kind of interesting. And so on Manimal's video, they talked about this whole glass thing and, you know, was it broken or did they, like, was it already broken? Did they break it? What happened? Adventures with Purpose responded and said, windows will break out when the car is flipped back over. This is something that we've talked about many times. They said it is a delicate process that you do not want to lose any evidence in doing so. So I don't know. To me, they're implying that, I mean, I guess they can't, they're not allowed maybe to say for certain, or they're just trying to have you read between the lines without saying stuff with the investigation, but they're saying this is a process that happens when a car is flipped back over. The other thing, they did write back as well and said that, says here, no, I'm confirming that glass will break when the car is flipped back over. So I think that for this, they're saying they didn't break the window. It's just a process that happens when the car's flipped. It's pretty common that the windows break. So I don't know. Because I think a lot of people are looking at this as definitive foul play. I think this is something that we kind of just need to hold on and wait and see, because we just don't know. Let me see if there's anything else from that. Oh, the other thing too. It's kind of interesting too. And again, they can't answer certain things. There are questions such as the car being in gear, where she is at, seat position, etc. We cannot go into any details on. Slow chat. Oh, I got the article too. Okay. This is pretty far down. So, all right, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me just slow the chat, and then I found the independent article. If you guys could hit like too, I'd appreciate that. Let me fix this here. Okay. Pretty far down. This part here too. I was gonna get to the other part, but this part they're talking about, and I think I got a screenshot for this or somewhere. I got to mention about this because people are wondering why the police were able to find. Adventures with Purpose were able to find Kiely, but not the police. And it says here, while law enforcement agencies deployed boats in the search, AWP used sonar radar tools to detect objects underneath the water surface, such as sunken cars. Mr. Cantu added to the post that even sonar technology can miss objects in the water if operators are not fully trained or experienced. And there's another post that I'm going to show you that says that AWP had said that they don't have anything like special more than the police. They just have more experience and they use those devices more than the police. So they just have the experience. And this is the quote. I already showed the screenshot. But he just says here, I went down, did my inspection. I saw the vehicle upside down, verified the license plate, and there were remains in the vehicle. He said, I came out, we called the family and authorities, and I let them take it from there. Our sonar showed an object bigger than a rock that shouldn't have been there. One of our divers went underwater and was able to identify a vehicle. All right. So that. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for that. But I think I'm still, like I said, I'm still leaning towards this is an accident, some sort of accident. I know a lot of people still feel the other way, and that's fine. But like I think certain things, like this is another thing. For example, I'm just gonna mention this. I'm not interested really in deep diving the rims, but apparently there's people saying that the rims are not the same as the rims on her vehicle, which I'm not sure why people would say that. It looks the same, but people online saying it's different. Dixer posted, how are people still okay with spreading misinformation? These rims are very much the same. I'm scrolling YouTube in two different lives. Two different people are talking about these rims and how the car can't be the same or something happened. Please do your own research and really think about where you're sourcing your information from. The rims are clearly the same. So let me ask you guys in the chat, does these rims look different to you? I mean, it looks the same to me. Am I missing something? I'm not sure where's the difference. I don't know. Right? I don't know. So, but apparently this was a thing online. I don't know. Yeah. No, most people say no. Well, at least we can agree on something, right? Yeah. So yeah, I don't think there's anything there with the rims. I mean, unless somebody can point out something else. They match the vehicle with the license plate. It's her vehicle. Like, I mean, I don't know. The other thing too that was interesting, and Legacy posted this online, is that I guess she had asked the question to the Placer Sheriff Office or County Sheriff's Department, and they said that question would be for Nevada County Sheriff's Office because they're now leading the investigation. And she asked why the Nevada Sheriff's Office is now the leading agency, and I guess she didn't get a reply. JP had said this, I don't know. He said that Kiely was located in Nevada County, and so they are now the lead on the investigation, per both Nevada County deputy who I spoke to yesterday and Sergeant Alfred from the Placer who confirmed the same over voicemail. So he says that's why, because of where she was located. This was this was a local at the scene and have made a memorial at the place where Kiely was found. So they thought this was kind of nice. They did the rocks, like a little memorial thing kind of here. And I saw this video too on YouTube. Jim Peterson, I put his video in the description. You can watch a little bit of it. Oh, this is kind of messed up from the last chase. 1 second. Okay. All right.
I came to Prosser Lake to search for Kiely Rodni. On the way up here last night, I heard that Kiely Rodni, tragically, is no longer with us. Her car went into this lake. I came up here to search for her. I had this idea of finding her, maybe crashed by the side of the road, giving her water,
Slow the
taking her
chat
back
more.
to her mom and dad. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. But I'm up here, and there's a tremendous amount of interest in this case. Wild speculation, internet rumors and theories. So I'm going to take you around. We're just going to look at the site and see if we can all figure out exactly what. Okay, this is the road that Kiely would have come in on to go to the party, go to the end of year high school party. This is the road she would have come in on. She would have come this way. I don't know where the party was. There's two possible sites. So we'll run through the two scenarios of what could have happened. It's just guesswork on my part, but this seems pretty logical as to what actually occurred. But she definitely came this way. It's the only access road in to go to the party spot. So. Road she would have traveled. I don't know what time she got to the party. 10, 9:30, I don't know. 8.
Pretty interesting.
Where those cars are, that's where she went into the water.
Yeah, at night. Yeah, I can imagine that. Let me show you real quick to the. So I was sent this. This is the party map. Kind of. And yeah. So the vehicle is located here at the bottom and the party was around here. And so, this is interesting. So they're saying, I guess you would have come out here and you're supposed to go left, but instead she would have went right, which is, yeah, wow. Because this is the road really back to town, I believe. Going to the left.
We'll run through the first possibility here. I think she came this way. And turn left here.
Oh.
I think this is where the party was.
That's so weird though, man. Kind of seeing that like firsthand. Okay, I mean, so let me just...
I think she came this way. And turn left.
Both ways led to town, but the faster way would have been the other way, right? If she would have went... If she could have went this... If she went right, she could have still gone down here and like gone back to town, I guess, right? But it would have been longer, I think. Maybe she was still going to go back to town this way, but took the wrong turn and thought she was going this way. Right?
Here. I think this is where the party was.
Huh?
The party very well could have been right here.
I mean, not according to everybody else, unless they had a secondary party or something, but I don't know about the party being in this spot.
There's two scenarios. One is the party was here. And she took a wrong turn and drove into the lake. We'll run through that scenario right now. She could have been parked anywhere in here. Come this way to go back to the main road. Got lost and went this way. Got lost and then went this way. Shoot it on this road right here.
Yeah, I don't know about what he's saying though. It's kind of...
You wouldn't be able to see much because it's pitch dark. She wouldn't even know the water was over there. Could have very easily been coming down this road, looking to get back to the highway.
Oh,
get back onto the paved road. She very could have easily been coming this way. Should have made that left, but instead she went straight.
Oh shit.
And then went off the road.
Rennie, thank you for the super chat. Says at night water looks like blacktop asphalt road. Damn, that's true. And there is no lights out there. Some of the local people have said. Robin, thank you so much for the super chat. Love you, Mel. Thank you so much. Love you too. And Lydia, thank you for becoming a member. And how are you, Mel, and the truth? Great, thank you. Appreciate the super chat.
And into the water right there. That's the spot that they got her car. They drug her car right up this embankment.
Let's see. I don't know. It's possible. This is interesting.
And then went off the road. And into the water right there. That's the spot that they got her car. They drug her car right up this embankment. She was right out there. The other theory, the other possibility, is that the party was actually right here. That the party was actually right here. And her car drove right into the lake behind the party. That's the other theory. I don't know. But one of them is probably true. Poor Kiely was in the water.
Hey there, Claire. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing good. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know, it's kind of an interesting video to see some of the possibilities. So I put the link to this video in the description. That's Jim Peterson if you want to check it out later, or go leave him a like, subscribe. Let's see here. This is kind of like old news, but in case anybody missed it, says today an autopsy was conducted on the deceased individual who was found in the Prosser Reservoir on Sunday, August 21st. The Nevada County Sheriff Coroner has identified the decedent as 16-year-old Kiely. So just confirmation of identification. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see for more. What else comes out with that? With this video is kind of, we get to hear some people talk.
Searching for 16-year-old Kiely Rodni may have come to an end.
We have not been able to positively identify, but it's more than likely where we are today. And
after Kiely's vehicle was recovered from Prosser Reservoir last night, the car was found by the group Adventures with a Purpose in less than an hour in this specific body of water, raising many questions as to why 16 law enforcement agencies working together and searching the area couldn't find it.
Before I really can say, hey, why we weren't able to do it, I also could say that we eliminated a lot of areas that we would still be searching if we didn't have all the great people out there, and that helped give them some guidance as well, I think.
Kiely's family was present at a conference held by Placer County Sheriff's Office, but didn't speak. Some friends, however.
I picked these myself from my garden, and I've known Lindsay for 20 years, and I worked with her when she was pregnant with Kiely.
Showed up to show their support.
And I've known Kiely since she was about 3 years old and used to give her fiddle lessons, and she would play music with us when we'd play.
In a statement, Kiely's family said...
Did you hear that? So JS had said, I don't know if this is true, maybe somebody else can confirm. I also heard that the parents aren't going to release the autopsy and tox results. Have you heard of that, Mel? No, I haven't heard that. But I wouldn't be surprised, though. I mean, I would kind of hope that they did, because maybe it can kind of clear things from all the chaos that's going on. But I don't know, dude.
While we accept the sadness cast under the death's shadow, the rising sun shines light upon us, reminding us not to mourn our loss, but to celebrate Kiely's spirit and the gift that we all received in knowing her. And an autopsy has been ordered for tomorrow, and those toxicology results should be ready within a few weeks. Live in Truckee, Marisela de la Cruz, KCRA 3 News.
Marisela, more than a dozen agencies were involved in this search, including the FBI. Did they say why they were not able to find the car, or what the search crew that did find the vehicle, what they did differently?
Yeah, well, they said that they had swimmers, divers, and even sonar equipment out here, but they also pointed out that not everyone out here during the search was an expert, so they said that they will be getting in touch with Adventures with Purpose to try to figure out whether they need better equipment or just better training.
Marisela de la Cruz reporting live for...
All right, so that was that. This is also SF Investigates, and I just found this clip that I thought was kind of interesting. It says, I've had many questions about the dirt road in and out of the party location. I found a video from August 17. The video will give you an idea of the roughness of the road itself. I'm in an all-wheel drive vehicle. Note how it's kind of carved into the ground, and it has thick brush on the sides. So just check this out.
Okay, so I noticed that in those pictures that they're all on dirt roads, so I think maybe they splintered off before you get to the boat ramp and went down this dirt road, which leads down to the reservoir. And let's see if we can find like a
I agree
area that we could have all been parked, and some of those trees that are in the background.
And by the way, when I was talking about the rims, it's the same rims. In case there's some sort of confusion or they try to clip it. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. We're just trying to clarify for people that believe that it's different and that it was like a different rim and vehicle. It's the same vehicle, same rims. I saw somebody in the chat saying that.
And this will actually take you to where like there's a shallower entrance to the lake and kind of like sandy area, not beach, but, and I do see that they do have signs for Kiely there. Oh, and sheriff's tape. So you know what? I bet you they were up in here, because there's sheriff's crime scene tape right there.
We should do a poll too. Let me do a poll to see who feels accident versus foul play. We've done it a couple times, but I wonder if people have changed their mind or they felt the same way the entire time.
It could even be this area right here. Actually, I can see there's been a lot of vehicle traffic. And there's no camping signs right there. I would not be surprised if this is the actual party area right here.
All right. Okay. Another video from this. Also know that here, this is my first time back. This is my first time back at the party location. The location that I mentioned, I think maybe the party location is not the actual location. The party location is about another 3/8 of a mile. However, this could be a parking location for sure. Okay. Oh, here's the other part that I want to show people this. Let's see. This is from an article. This was posted in the Facebook group. And this is again to talk about the whole equipment thing and, you know, what is the difference with AWP and the police. And it says here that AWP was on and was asked if the police department has the same equipment as they do. They said yes, but the police divers don't know how to manipulate the equipment. Okay. So they're saying our sonar technology is not different from what they've had. Diver Doug Bishop said it's our ability to manipulate it. So they're just experts in the field. Let me see what we got here. Wow, I think it's kind of the numbers have changed a bit because, all right, 63% say accident, 38% say foul play. I feel like the numbers are before a little bit more closer to each other, almost even. It seems like people are leaning more towards accident. That's interesting. All right. So we keep it moving. Oh, let's check out this video.
Meanwhile, it was an emotional day in Truckee. Placer County deputies are now confirming the body of 16-year-old Kiely Rodni has indeed been recovered. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias is talking to her former co-workers tonight.
As D-Land says, it's the lack of knowledge, not equipment.
Chris, the Chaffine-Tees of Truckee is where Kiely Rodni worked up until recently. Her former co-workers and boss telling me that they are still in a state of shock and disbelief, knowing that the teen will no longer be returning home after going missing almost 2 weeks ago.
It's just hard to think about that somebody you saw like a couple weeks ago is just not here anymore. It's just hard to wrap your head around.
It was not long ago that Abby Bunker worked alongside Kiely Rodni here at Chaffine-Tees of Truckee. Today, the Nevada County.
By manipulate, he means that they know how to use the devices better and have a better understanding. They're just experts in it. They do it all the time. And I guess some of the police department people are not experts or experienced.
Sheriff Coroner identifying the 16-year-old as the person found in the Proser Reservoir over the weekend.
It's been a long 2 weeks. Of course, it's one of our own, and and my heart goes out to her parents especially, and we are just broken. That's all I can say.
Her boss, Cindy Ship.
Cougar Chick says AWP manipulates sonar data by comparing 3 different types on images: side scan, down scan, and live scan.
He says she worked here for about a year and a half. She describes Rodni as a hard worker who bonded with everyone at the family-owned business.
If you met Kiely, she was like really honest and she was like really badass. She was like, you like saw her and you were like, I want to be her. Like, she is so cool. She's strong. Like, she didn't let anybody like overpower her.
The loss of their co-worker has left them emotional, wishing the signs they posted just a couple of weeks ago could have brought her back home alive.
It's like we all like put so much like into like going to look for her and like putting up posters, and then just the fact that she's just like, we all know that she's just not around anymore. It just kills the whole community. It's hard.
But for Shippy, also a grandmother to a teen, the plan is to spread the memory of Rodni, who had an entire future ahead of her.
You have to move forward, that's life, but doesn't mean it's easy. And I think that we'll all slowly get better. We just gotta pray and hope that we all move on.
Let's see. Autumn Love says, please look at the first group photo shared. Looks like headlights in the background. Maybe they're looking at the car in the water. I've seen that image going around. Somebody can DM it to me. We can talk about it. I've never really looked at it. I've seen it pop up, people talking about it, but I haven't really looked at it close. So if somebody, I know it's flying around everywhere on the internet. Also, let me get the super chats real quick. Lorilo, thank you so much for the super chat. Bunny says, you're the best. Thanks for all you do. Thank you. Renee says, look how many X's AWP searched for Ralph Brown in the same location. 9 videos, 3 in the same location. They eventually found him. New cars reflect sonar. Wow. Interesting. Credit Watcher says, AWP has more practice. If you play piano once a month, search with sonar, in quotes, you won't be as good as if you play search a couple times a week. That's true. More experience.
And we hold her up with all of the good that she was.
Everyone here tells me that the impact that Kiely had on everyone will never be forgotten. Meanwhile, the Nevada Sheriff's Office says that a toxicology report will take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. Chris?
Long time. But I guess that's normal. That's average. This was another post on Facebook in the Facebook group, and this is the True Crime Sisters group, I think, right? True Crime Sisters. I'll put their group in the description as well if you want to check them out. Good group to join, good source of information. True Crime Sisters. I feel like I don't know. Before I started streaming, I was like sneezing and like, hope I'm not getting something. I don't know if it's allergies or it's hopefully it's not something worse like the virus. Okay, so this post here, y'all look at how steep the incline is to the lake. A local posted this footage on Reddit, and it gives great insight on how you go in and out of the lake. Let's take a look. This might be the same guy we just watched. Stop playing. This one's playing. I mean, I could kind of see like if you're messed up and it's dark out there and there's no light, I guess I could see like maybe you just keep going straight because you just think you're driving on the sand. If you're disoriented, if you're drunk, if you're messed up, and the road takes you right there, that shit in the dark, it's just gonna all look like sand or dirt or whatever it is. Yeah, I do need to take some vitamin C. True. I got some emergency. No, don't say the monkey. Said I probably got the monkey. Yo, no. Please, no. This is an interesting angle though to see that this part here at least is kind of steep. It actually is kind of steep from this point. I don't know exactly where she's standing at. Oh. Another post here. It says, I'm here at a crime scene where her car came out trying to figure out how this could have happened. But here's Kiely's memorial and the little walk from where the crime scene tape was to where they pull their car out. I'm here if y'all want any pictures or questions. This is the picture that we just saw, but I think there's video too.
So I've walked this whole bank from back there where the crime scene tape is, all along the shore here, looking for any.
Bump the volume for you guys.
In the water from it going in, and it looks like over there makes more sense. But I came across her memorial here, so they had to have pulled her out right here.
Let's see where the pole's at right now. Oh, the pole's kind of evened out more. What's going on? Well, a little bit. 59% say, well, 58 now say accident. 42% say foul play. So it's still a big divide. Who missed their tracks going into the concrete? There was a local that had called in and sent some information and said that one, it had rained 2 times out there since the car was found, and then also that the dirt out there is pretty, like, I don't know, it's like kind of hard and compact, and so I don't know. So she was saying that it's possible that you wouldn't be able to see the tracks, especially after the rain and stuff. Oh, not sure? You think I should?
Those big deep ones are barely there.
I think she was more responsible than driving drunk in her new vehicle.
Trees are, do you see them? There's a curve, and that's right where the crime scene tape is. And then the party would have been straight ahead behind those clump of trees right ahead.
Yo, that's a good idea.
If you look at this,
maybe we can get somebody to do that, like a local, to send like some video of Rennie says, which someone would video out there at night. That would be a nice, I don't know, visual for us to see, so we can actually know what it looks like in the dark, maybe approaching, even somebody out there just driving with your headlights on. Drama Divide said, I just DM'd you the picture on Facebook. All right, let me take a look. And somebody else said, how far away was her phone found? I mean, they said that phone pinged by the water. I mean, it could have been on land too, but they said by the water, which that's kind of where it seems like Adventures with Purpose did. They went to that area where the ping was at.
she could have just be going too fast and not being able to stop and go right in the water. See how it looks flat, but it's quite a walk here. It's quite steep.
Okay, so I see what. Okay. So somebody had sent me. Thank you, Shayna. Let me download this picture. As far as the rim gate, right? People were saying that it's different because of this picture, I guess. But I believe that this wasn't actually her vehicle. This was like a stock image. Can we get some confirmation on that? So people use this stock image, I believe, and then they're looking at the image of her vehicle being pulled out, and they're like, it's different. Let me find out. Let me get a little confirmation. Stock image. And but there's multiple pictures. Right. So that's a stock photo. If you look at pictures that say it's Kylie's car, which there's a few of them, you can see it online. Let me just show them to you. I'm not sure why people are like harping on this rim thing, but I mean, with the things that I've seen lately, the last couple of days, I guess it doesn't surprise me, right? But if you look at the other images where they use her actual car, okay, this is the stock image. This is her actual car. All right. That matches the vehicle being pulled out of the water. I'll show you another image of hers. This is her actual vehicle. Sometimes police use stock images of vehicles. And so sometimes it's not going to be the exact match when they actually get the vehicle. Somebody said, you're surprised? Yo. I don't know. But yeah, it's the same car. It's the same rim. I'd have no reason to believe that it's different. But thank you, Shannon, for sending me that, because maybe that's what people are basing this whole thing off of, this one image or something like that, where they just see this stock picture of a vehicle. This is clearly not the same vehicle anyway, or is it? I mean, as far as like the same, the different. This is hers, and this is just a stock image. I may not confuse it any more than that. Going on there, stock image. Yeah, you see that even the top is a little bit different in the stock image. The ones here that you can see are being pulled out, because I think people were even saying something about like, it don't got a sunroof and it's different. This is Kylie's vehicle. You can see this little bump on the top, the bump on the top, the car being pulled out, the bump on the top. This is her vehicle. All right. That's that. Let me see what else we got. Robert says it had to be pitch black, dark, depending on the moon. It would be amazing if somebody could do that. If any local out there would get some, safely too. Don't drive in the lake yourself as well. But if they could safely go out there and kind of like, if there's somebody out there already to record it, that would be interesting. And I would say do a test. Don't, obviously know where the lake is. Don't do anything crazy, but like maybe while you're parked, just turn off the light and see what it is without the headlights on, and then turn it on with the headlights on, and then maybe the high beams, and just so we can see the difference of a visual of what somebody would be able to see. I think that's it for that. Let me close all these pictures out. This was like a really sweet video that I saw. Jagger had posted this, and mute it before they take me down. It says here, Kylie, I took this video without telling you. I knew I needed to save that moment of holding you close at sunset. I'm going to live the way. Oh no. I'm going to live the way you would want me to live from here on out. I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to take care of your friends. I'm going to take care of your entire family. I read that wrong. And I'm going to help anyone who needs it. I know that's what you would want me to do. I love you so much, my beautiful angel. I'm not giving up on you. And so it was just like a really nice. I canceled myself in the process. Oh my God. The chat is just, I don't know, man. Rimgate. 57% say accident. We got almost 2,000 votes. 43% say foul play. We had 1,300 likes. I think we should be able to get it up to 2,000. If 2,000 people voted, we can get 2,000 likes. Please. I'd appreciate that. So, yeah, he posted that earlier. Legacy also says, while I understand that LE are waiting for the toxicology results, I'm wondering if this was an accident and they believe this is the cause of manner of death. Let me read that again. While I understand that law enforcement are waiting for the toxicology results, I'm wondering if this was an accident and they believe this is the cause or manner of death. Why not ruling this or any other scenario? People keep speculating and theorizing what could have happened to Kiely. I don't think that's ever going to really stop. This was the same original post. Wheels are moving in reverse. We'll take a look at the video again. I'll pull that up. Verna says, thank you for the super chat. Just posted a new video of Drive. Sorry, it sucks. Also talk to a local. Oh, we were just looking at your thing, right? Okay. Also talked to a local that was there when the car out and window was broke. Also talked to a local that was there when the car out and window was broke. Yeah, Adventures with Purpose said that. I mean, that's a normal process that happens. They didn't say that that's what definitively what it was, but that's a normal thing that happens when the car is flipped out of the water. And Verna, let me see if I can find your video. Let me do this over here and see. I can't find it.
So I've walked this whole bank from.
Let's see. You post. I don't know if you can DM me on Facebook. That would be great. The link, maybe. Because I can't look through all this right now. But I would love to see that. Or if you want to call in too, you can email me, iCkEdMeL@gmail.com. And I can give you the number to call in if you want to just talk a little bit. With the pics of a comment. Okay, let me take a look. Message me on Facebook. Okay, thanks. I was looking for that. Yeah, no, thank you, Shayna. I don't think there's anything weird either, but I appreciate you sharing that image of the rims so I could see why people are getting lost in the rims thing. Thank you. Okay, let me do this post for now. And it says here a couple things I just caught. First and second picture, I don't believe you can see a sunroof. Third picture, they didn't allow much of the back even out of the water, a smidge. They were almost placing it on top of the water to cover it immediately. Makes me wonder as if she would have been immediately seen. I don't really want to see that, but made me scratch my head. Fourth and fifth picture appears to have some cones leading up to the place where they had marked up, which makes me wonder if maybe they identified some tracks in the mud. Just speculation. I'd not for sure what they have them there for, but it does look like they're on a direct path to the water from where they are possibly parked. Just thoughts. I don't know. But they use screenshots from the stream. previous stream. You can see it there. I wonder, is this the coned off area? There was a coned off area. I wonder if that's it right there. Oh, there it is. The coned off area right there. Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. A couple of people have mentioned that, and we didn't know what that was. So, and then, okay. I think that's it. Oh, no, there's one more thing too we got to do before I start the. We'll see if we do calls or not, but we need to listen to Adventures with Purpose. Hold on one second. They did an interview. Hold on. There we go. So we're just going to be listening in. This. All right, let's see.
Us are two members of Adventures with Purpose, Doug Bishop and Nick Wren, to talk with us about finding her SUV over the weekend. Doug and Nick, welcome to Sidebar. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Doug, I'll start with you. What prompted you to reach out to the sheriff's office in Placer County and Nevada County to offer your assistance?
Really, it was our supporters, with 20 million viewers per month and the headline coverage that this was getting nationally. We received tens of thousands of requests as well as multiple phone calls from different agents and detectives. So at that point, we're just a vessel of the community. The Placer County Sheriff's Department was very receptive to utilizing us as a resource. We're very thankful because we were successful in solving this case that they did so.
Now to a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. I've told
you. Gotta plug in the sponsor. Didn't BetterHelp get exposed or something like that? I don't know.
Exactly what you did on Sunday morning. It's my understanding you utilize side scan sonar, which enables you to really see more clearly underwater.
Yes, we use cutting edge Garmin sonar technology. It provides us a down imaging side scan as well as a live scope image. And between the three, we're able to
That's what the person said in the chat just a little bit ago.
Manipulate that to get an accurate reading of what it is that we're seeing. That morning, we utilized 2 boats in Prosser Creek Reservoir. Like you mentioned, there was 18 agencies that had searched there, as well as 19,000 man hours that had been applied the previous 2 weeks. Right there when search was scaled back, that's when we were brought in. We bring a specialty with sonar that is rare. And the local authorities and this was a multi task collaboration, with the FBI, Nevada County Sheriffs, and Placer County Sheriff's Department. So everything that was done over the 2 weeks preceding us, and when we got there, we were welcomed, and what we did when we got there was just a little bit different than what had been done before, because we specialize in sonar.
And I want you to tell me how it was different, because the sheriff's office said at the press conference on Monday that they had searched that same area. They said there was a lot of silt. So maybe that was part of the reason they didn't see it before, but they sounded like they had used sonar as well. So tell me what you did differently that enabled you to find that vehicle.
Yes. So what we do differently is, we specialize particularly in finding vehicles. To put it better, law enforcement, they may search for a vehicle, just a handful of times a year. We're also working with the challenges of finding a new vehicle underwater. A new vehicle doesn't come up on sonar. You have to be really, really trained at it. When a vehicle first goes in, there's a lot of adversity with sonar because sonar is just reflected right off of its clean surface. versus an object that has been underwater with a lot of buildup on it that's going to absorb the sonar and really enhance that imaging. On the flip side of that, sonar in itself, there aren't national standards for sonar. We have federal standards for per se how to use a firearm properly, how to conduct an arrest appropriately, and in those other subject areas that are regulated. There's no regulation on sonar, nor is there a national school for sonar for law enforcement.
So how did you pinpoint the area where you actually searched?
You want to?
So yesterday we started our search at Prosser Creek Reservoir, and we started at the boat ramp. Doug went one direction, I went another, just to try to speed up the search as much as we could to make it more efficient. And about 30 to 35 minutes into my search, going along the shore, I saw something on my sonar that obviously stood out to me, and it created a huge shadow, and I could tell right away that it looked like it was a man-made object. So at that point, I had to do several passes at different angles going across it to verify what I was looking at. And at that point, it looked very suspicious to me. So I called Doug over. So he brought his boat over. We use some small Zodiacs that are very maneuverable. We can get them into tight places. He came over and I had him scan it as well. And between the two of us, we were in agreement that what we were looking at did look like a vehicle. At that point, we dropped a magnet on it. And once we connected the metal with the magnet and could feel that, we were almost 100% certain that what we had found was a vehicle.
So, Nick, you knew right away that this was a vehicle, you said. So tell me where you went from there.
Well, after we both confirmed that we did have a vehicle, we had to take a minute to regroup and kind of make a plan of action so as not to cause alarm to people on the shore, people back at the boat ramp, because for obvious reasons, we don't want to give false hope to anybody, especially family or media or law enforcement. So once we had pretty much positively identified that we had a vehicle underwater, we had to reposition ourselves and go into phase 2 of this, where I put my dive gear on and went back to the site and dove on the vehicle to confirm it was the one we were looking for, and that if there was any remains inside the vehicle.
And you were able to do that, right?
Correct. The vehicle was in about 14 feet of water, and it was upside down. And I was able to clearly identify the vehicle, make my vehicle assessment, confirm that there was remains inside the vehicle. At that point, I returned topside, informed my topside crew, Doug, and the cameraman with him as to what I had seen. And at that point, Doug got on the phone and immediately called the families. And then after those phone calls, it was the law enforcement that we called next.
Wow. And I saw on your videos that were on your YouTube channel, or at least the one video, that you clearly, once you were underwater, it appeared you had some sort of camera, you could see the license plate number on the vehicle.
Correct.
Nick, what was that like when you realized you had indeed found Kiely's vehicle?
There's obviously that's an emotional time of anticipation, a little anxiety, and you have to mentally prepare yourself because you are actually looking for that. So there's obviously a split second of disappointment because that's not how you wanted this story to end. But at the same time, it's also finally some answers to the disappearance of the missing person. And then you have to kind of mentally prepare yourself to go down and do the vehicle assessment to continue your task at hand, to take notes as to the condition of the vehicle. If the windows are up, down, is the vehicle damaged? Is there anything inside it? Is there remains inside it? And that sort of thing. So it's there's a few moments there where emotionally you have to kind of hold it together and just keep focused at the task at hand.
Well, I'm certain the family, I'm sure this is not the outcome they wanted, but I'm sure they were grateful to at least have an answer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's this like for you guys to be involved in this? I mean, Doug, you guys obviously are a volunteer group. You just helped a family, even though it wasn't the outcome they wanted. I'm sure they are just grief stricken. I can't imagine being in their shoes, but you've helped them at least know what happened to their loved one. An autopsy will be conducted on Tuesday. They'll have to do a positive identification, but the sheriff believes this was obviously Kiely. So, Doug, what is it like for you to be involved in this?
You know, it's our purpose. You know, it's a movement that we've created. You know, and it's a skill set that we didn't intend to have, but we understand that it's very rare, and it's an honor to be able to utilize it and produce results that not many others can. You know, it's a positive thing. As tragic as it is, we focus on the positives and what it is that we're doing, which is providing answers for families and closures to cases for law enforcement.
And you guys are working on other cases, it's my understanding too, just from watching your video.
Yes, we have 22-year-old Jalissa Fuentes in Selma, California, and Annette Adams in San Obispo, California, coming up later this week. When we're working with local authorities on those as well. Hopefully we'll be successful there too. We do have to end this right now. I just want to, let everybody know that, we are community driven. We're a vessel of the community. We operate on a shoestring budget. We're doing things that others with multi-million-dollar budgets can't do. We wouldn't be able to do it without the public support. With our subscribing to our social media platforms, following us, sharing our stories is what allows us to help the next family. So that's very critical. If you're watching this and you're hearing this and you're not subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Well, Doug Bishop and Nick Wren, great work out there. Thank
I'm going the back way. This wouldn't have been the way she came. You see all the markers and stuff.
Oh, I'm muted. Oops. Thank you. Didn't realize.
So here is the sanctuary. This big area is where the party happened. See a lot of teepee on the ground. So eerie here. I don't think they would have had a fire, because it probably would have burned a lot of things. So here's some markers. Here's the sanctuary. That's where the party was. And this is the way out. Dark. Totally get where you could get lost, but it's pretty straightforward here. So that's where the party was. And this is a straight shot, like there's nowhere to pull off here or anything. So I'll show you. I bottomed out right here in my car.
Almost got 3,000 votes on the whether it's accident or foul play. Let's take a look here.
So quiet in here. Do you see the water yet?
55% say accident, 45% say foul play. Get your voting.
I'm going like 5 miles an hour. Can't can't really go a whole lot more than that because if you do, it's very bumpy. See the water? So right here would have been hard for her car. It's hard for mine. There's the water.
Yeah, I really want to see what it looks like at night out there.
Turn-offs yet. No way to get lost. She's not gonna be going through those trees over there. My car's in a wreck. You know her car probably did. So, this is the critical turning point, I believe. If you go left, you go to the road in town. If you go right, it goes to the lake. I know at night there's probably no way to see the lake. See how we're on a mountain and you can't see the lake? So even with your headlights on, there's no way she would have seen that lake yet. Now you can. Had to been the place you can't, judging by the crime scene tape.
Looks the same as the other guy that was showing us on the same
I'm not
path.
sure if she would have seen the lake or not in the dark. I'm gonna have to drive in the dark. So, question is, right or left? Let's go left. Maybe not a good idea in my car.
I mean, it looks like it would be really easy to go down the wrong way. Yeah, no warning signs. It's dark. It's pitch black. We need some. Well, I don't want to. It would be interesting to see somebody
There's some
show us the nighttime. I think it would be really easy if you're drunk or any other substances to go off.
burn spots. People made fires and stuff. Where they pulled her car out. I'm not sure this is where she went in though. So you can see the track straight ahead. At night, I don't know that any of this would be visible.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Let me show you.
No lights, no signs, nothing.
Straight ahead is her memorial.
Oh, did they? Who's that? Super chat?
You'd have to be flying pretty hard to not be able to stop right here.
Chavacaro, thank you for the super chat. Says I can go and film live with you tomorrow night. Oh yeah, that'd be dope. I'm gonna hit you up because I think you sent me your phone number already. I'm gonna text you after this stream and we'll exchange contacts. And please, let's not repeat from this other guy. I mean, I don't know how you're going to, we'll talk about it after, but I just don't want your personal stuff on there in case people want to hunt you down or whatever. So I'll hit you up after the stream. That would be pretty cool for people to see that. Verna says, thank you for the super chat. Just posted a new video of the drive. Sorry, it sucks. Also talked to a local that was there when the car out and windows broke. I mean, you know what? Let me message her back to right now. And then the next one, I'll see if she wants to call in. Eva, thank you so much for the super chat. It may not have been an accident if adults didn't give her alcohol. Okay. It may not have been an accident if adults didn't give her alcohol. Could be, yeah, I don't know how they would find that out. Elaine says, and she's underage too, so Elaine, will they still be able to fingerprint the car even though it was underwater for a short period of time? Just wondering. No idea. I'm going to have them look into that. That's a good question. Renee, the police matched the VIN and license plate. Yep. Rosie, thanks for the super chat. Quantum Thug Life, Basic 120 Organic. Thanks for the super chat. I don't know why I read the whole thing, but I am from Mill Valley, Much Time, Tahoe. Issue I have for her driving into the water is she is from the area, not a city girl. We ski, hike, boat these lakes. So this person is trying to say that she should know. Just Rebecca, thank you for the super chat. Says, watch on Adventures with Purpose Facebook. This shows the car on sonar. This really shows how hard it is. Plus, there's a quick video of the car as well, but not much. It's not that easy, I guess. You really got to be able to spot them out and be trained. Imani Angel, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Gracias. Yeah. Okay, good. We're gonna get Brenna to call in.
So that's where they put the car out. They said about 50 feet out.
Are we back? Are we back? All right. Let's see. I'm back. I think I'm back. There we go. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. The computer froze. The screens went off. I hooked everything up to a power supply. I don't know if I hit it, kicked it, or something. But that's the purpose of the power supply, is to save the computer. I don't know. But the screens messed up, and then everything froze, and it just restarted on its own. Okay, so let me get back to where we're at. You guys can hear me and see me okay? Everything's good? Let me get, because I was about to message Verna. Was it Verna? Verna. And send her the number to call in, because she had some information she wanted to share. Oh my God. Okay. All right, bear me 1 second, and then I guess I can play her video again too, since not the whole thing, but sort by date. Okay. How far we were into this video?
I'm going the brush.
All right, let me send her the number.
But up here is where they pulled her car out.
There we go. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me just get the call.
Not sure where she went in though. So you can see the track straight ahead. At night, I don't know that any of this would be visible. So, let me show you.
All right, we're back in business. I do have a backup power thing.
Straight ahead is her memorial. You'd have to be flying pretty hard to not be able to stop right here.
All right.
That's where they pulled the car out. They said about 50 feet out.
All right. Thank you guys for hanging around and not leaving when the connection busted or my computer really messed up.
You see the tracks.
Lisa, what's up?
See it?
People still saying foul play. The poll is still, it's 55%. It's getting closer. 55% say accident, 45% say foul play. Damn, man, that's a...
See the tracks where the car was? Straight out there.
All right, all right. You can call now. Let me take Verna's call first, and then we can open up the lines.
You can tell it's pretty steep. I have a feeling this wasn't where the car went in. Because I've been walking along the shoreline. I haven't seen any of the tracks where it went in. Up here, there's some crime scene too. I'll take you over there, okay?
Oh, she needs 5 minutes. All right. So what I'm going to do is then I'm going to open up the line. And Verna, you can call in to the other number then when you're ready. Let's see. Let me give her the different number then. And if you're calling in, if you want to make a point, you can make a point. But if you don't really have one, or then maybe you can explain why you feel how you feel as far as if it's foul play or an accident. Okay, let me just connect this real quick. Call in. Sorry about that, because since the computer shut off, like, everything's kind of all over the place.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studio.
Okay, if you want to call in, the lines are open. And Verna says she needs about 5 minutes. And I mean, I don't know that we're gonna get much after this. Like, we got a very few little updates until, you know, the autopsy comes back. If we get that information in toxicology, I'm not really sure what else there's gonna be. Oh, yo, we need what's her name, Loretta? Or Loretta? If Loretta, if you're out there, call in. Loretta. iCkEdMeL. How are you? Oh, yes, iCkEdMeL. Yeah. Call me. Okay, let me see. Okay, we got 2 callers. Let's start the line. Let's get it. 347, how you doing? Where you calling from? 347. Hi, how you doing? Hi, yes. Can you hear me? 347. Sir, can you hear me? If not, I'll have to put you back down.
Hello.
All right. He can't hear me. Unless there's something wrong with the computer. Hang on, 347. Let me try a different one. 406. How you doing? Where you calling from? It could be on my end. I don't know. 406.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me? No, it's me. Fuck. I think because of the way this shit. Let me see. Testing. Can you hear me? All right, let me close this out and try it again. Stay right there. Close it all out. Close this out. Let's try it again. I don't know if it's because actually I know what to do to fix it. Hang on there. Because I remember this happened last time. And what happens is for some reason when the computer shuts off like that, the audio settings reset. And so the microphone isn't the right setting. So if you're on the call, I think it hung up. Everybody. Okay, we're there. Just hang on. I'm coming back in. Yeah, the microphone, the settings were reset.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Please enter.
Bye, Nikki. Have a good night. Okay. Okay, 347. Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. That was my end because the computer screwed up. What's up? Welcome. Yeah, we're on here. We're live. No, we're not screening. Yeah, it's live, man. Oh.
I see his comments. People are like, "Yeah, bro, great job, blah blah blah." He's out here making crazy accusations. That's really not cool, and I really think you should call him out. You should get him on panel. I'll debate him.
Well, thanks, man. Is there anything else? I don't really want to talk too much about that situation for now.
I got you, but you're good, man, and I think you should call him out when the dust settles. And I appreciate what you do.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it, man.
I got you, man.
All right, take care.
Take care.
Peace.
Later.
All right. 54, because I don't want to sidetrack the stream and all this kind of stuff. 541, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Hi, how you doing? Welcome.
Hi, I'm watching on TV and talking on the phone.
Amazing.
It's weird.
Amazing.
So, anyway, I had mentioned earlier, I had noticed when they were pulling the vehicle out of the lake that the wheels were moving backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if a vehicle is in neutral, the wheels will move forward and backward. But if they are in a gear, they will stay at that point, and there will have to be a dragging movement.
I'm going to see if I can pull it up, because somebody emailed me that, and they were talking about the same thing, that it looked like the wheels were rolling backwards, and so I guess it would have to be in reverse, or was it because it's being? Let me see if I can pull it up. But you can go ahead. You can keep talking, but I'm gonna see if I can show people what you're talking
Oh, well, that's kind of all I wanted to say. I was just,
Okay.
I had
yeah.
mentioned I've never done this before, so.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Thanks for calling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
This
true. It's a forward drive car. That's what they're saying.
That is true if it's a four-wheel drive?
They're saying not true. It's a forward drive car. What if it's a front wheel drive? Yeah, it could be front wheel drive. That's what they're saying. I'll have them double check on that.
Well, if it's a, okay.
I'm gonna pull up that video too when I have a chance here.
Okay.
Somebody had sent it to me. I think it was Facebook.
There's just so many different aspects to this. And, you know, different opinions, different things. People see different things.
Right.
And it just, it makes everything crazy.
Oh yeah, this has been pretty nuts. I never thought this was gonna be to what it is. You know, when I first covered this story, it was just kind of like I didn't know what was gonna happen. We're just doing what we always do, covering a missing person. I had no idea it was gonna like turn out to be like this. You know, and I really thought she was gonna be found sooner. So
Yeah.
okay, and
Well,
they're
I
telling
think
me
that's
now it's a front wheel drive car.
Okay.
But I wanna, when I have a chance, I'll find the video too, so I can play it for people so who can see.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? And do you have any, like, as far as feelings as like, I don't know, as far as like your thoughts on foul play or accident or where you're leaning towards?
With everything right now, I'm on the fence. But there is no solid facts, technically, to go either way right now.
Right. It's true.
And the suspicion is always there. But I'm leaning more towards foul play.
Okay.
But that's probably because I watch crime.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. There's always those things that are put in your head and you watch and it just, I don't know. I'm human like everyone else. And there's going to be different opinions, different views, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm nervous. I've never done this before. So.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, you're good. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it and pointing it out.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thanks. Bye. Okay. Thank you for the call. And so we're going to stick to, because people were telling me about the time and stuff like that, we're going to stick to a 3-minute limit or close to that. If it runs over a little bit, it's okay, because the lines are full right now. And also, somebody sent me a clip of Tyler Fuller's video where they're looking at the car come out. So I'll play that in the background so we can just see it. But let me take the next call in the meantime. 940. How you doing? Where we're calling from?
Hello.
Hi. Welcome.
Hey, thank you for everything you're doing. You're
Thanks.
doing a great job trying to keep us very level-headed and trying to get people to think logically.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. I think a lot of times it's very difficult for people to realize that the simplest answer is usually the correct answer. If you find a guy with a knife and blood all over him standing over a body, it's probably him that did it. You know, I think that there's a lot of misinformation out there, and it makes it very confusing, such as the hubcaps. They used a stock photo because they didn't have a picture of her with the car or the car. So everyone's making an issue out of that. We've just got to be very careful, because these are a lot of kids that are being accused of horrific things. She's a 16-year-old. She's a new driver. She's out. Yeah, maybe she lived in the area, but I seriously doubt that she hung out there and drove out there regularly. Because of this, I've started watching this last weekend. I'm home with a broken back, by the way, so I've had plenty of time to just watch their videos. And a lot of things in their videos can explain why this was possible for her to drive into it, and that is that it does look like black water with no lights around to give a reflection. Does look like black asphalt at night.
Like a
So if
road,
she's
like you wouldn't be able to
driving out
tell.
there- Absolutely. So if you're
Yeah.
driving and you're not familiar and you're trying to get home because you're already going to be late for curfew, you're a young kid, it could just be a horrifically tragic accident. And in the meantime, people are just, imagine having your friend die in such a horrific and tragic way, and you have people coming out of the woodwork trying to accuse you of the most horrific things. It's just, I mean, you've experienced it.
Yeah.
It's just, there's a point where I understand you want to question a narrative, but there's no narrative being put out there except by the people in the true crime community, and we've got to rein it in, because if not, we're going to end up with one of these kids doing something horrible out of guilt to themselves.
It's true.
And there's going to be no one to blame for it except for everyone who is piling on these kids, trying to accuse them of crimes that there's no evidence that they did.
Right. No, it's true.
Now, as far as the car, AWP said in one of their interviews that the police righted the car before they pulled it out. So in doing that, it could have caused damage to that side mirror. The
Right.
impact on the water, depending on the speed she was going, could have caused the damage to the side mirror. And that once a car hits the water, it can float for between 7 to 15 minutes. It typically will turn upside down. It doesn't have anything to do with whether it was launched off or how, or the trajectory. It's just because of the air and the weight of the vehicle and how it balanced out. So, you know, we've just got to rein kind of some of this in. I understand questioning a narrative. Believe me, I don't believe everything that the news puts out. But the only thing that is causing all of these alternatives is us, ourselves, looking for something that's probably not there because people want to validate their original thoughts on what happened. That's my opinion.
Well, thank you. Appreciate the call. Nice call. Thanks.
Thanks.
Take care. Okay, let me just take Verna real quick next. Verna, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Thanks for being patient.
Thank you for calling. Yeah, no problem. So you're the one that sent me the video, and you were out there in the area.
Yeah.
What
And just like the caller before me just said, you know, I had an original opinion that it was an accident, but being out there, man, it kind of changed my mind.
Really? So tell me.
You know, well, originally I thought, you know, how easy it would have been for her to just slide down the hill into the water, but and how even at night, you know, she might not have seen the water, could have gone in accidentally. But the way there's like no turns and no other way to go, and the slope is not steep at all.
Oh, I thought they showed us that it was steep.
Anywhere there.
It's not?
It's steep, but it's not steep like I thought where you couldn't stop. Like you could definitely stop.
Okay.
So, you know, originally I thought, because I've gone down hills like that here before, and I couldn't stop until the end. But this isn't, none of the areas there were that steep. Not as steep as I originally thought. So now I'm confused, you know?
Have you ever been out there at night?
Yeah, it's pitch black.
Pitch black.
Yeah, she probably wouldn't have been able to see the water till she got a lot closer. But there's that big open area, and originally, you know, I figured, oh, well, she came some kind of way where it just looked like a turnoff and then slid down the hill, but there's no turns. Like there's no other possible ways she could have gotten in the water besides taking the road, and it would have been pretty obvious.
Right.
And I don't know that sliding down that hill would have given her much momentum at all to go in.
Okay.
So
and
now
then,
I'm really confused.
and let me ask you, you said something before you head out. You said, oh, is that what you're talking about that you noticed that was different that made you change your mind? Was the whole slope thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like the area itself and how far away it was from the water. I thought it was a lot closer, but
okay.
It's quite a ways. It's quite a drive, and her car would have bottomed out. Like there's huge ruts in that road, so she couldn't have been speeding. There's just no way. I mean, even in my truck, I couldn't have sped too much. So it kind of made me change my mind actually driving on it. But while I was there, I was talking to a local that was there. She was there when they pulled the car out, and she said that front driver's side window was definitely smashed out.
Wait.
You know,
say that again. Repeat it for everybody.
I talked to a local that was there when they were pulling the car out, and she showed me, you know, where they pulled it out and everything. And she said that front driver's side window was definitely smashed out. Yeah, and then the back window right behind it was unrolled part way.
Yeah, it looked like it was rolled down. Mm-hmm. So the Adventures with Purpose had already said, I mean, I don't know. They said that this is a normal thing that happens. Windows will break when the car is flipped back over because the car was flipped. It's a delicate process that you do not want to lose any evidence. So did that happen during when it was flipped over, or was it already broken? You know, I don't know. But they say that's kind of like a common thing.
But she was of the mind, you know, being right there watching it, that she was of the mind it wasn't an accident.
The car was flipped in the water. It wasn't, you know, so
yeah.
If the window would have broken because of the flip, it would have broken while it was in the water. So when it was being pulled out, that's what you're going to see. It's going to be broken already.
Right. Yeah. She just, and me being there, I just could not figure it out how it could have been. You know, I just couldn't wrap my mind around how it could be an accident. It was just, generally I thought, oh, easy peasy. Right. But I could see where she turned right and everybody turned left to go back to town, and they wouldn't have seen her because there's a little rise when you take that turn to where everybody that was coming out of the party might not have seen her go the wrong way.
Right. All right.
So that kind of answered.
Yeah, appreciate the call from a local. All right, thank you. Take care, Brenna.
All righty, have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
So Brenna was saying that like she's kind of had a change of heart, I think, and that she kind of feels like it doesn't feel like it's an accident. The poll is 4,000 votes. Dang, 4,000 votes. 54% say accident, 46% say foul play. I mean, it's like almost half and half split. I hope they clarify this once the investigation is done. Like they let people know. 513, how you doing? Where you calling from?
I'm doing good. I'm from Ohio.
Hey, welcome.
Well, the one, I keep on hearing a lot of people talk about this, and I've been sitting here for a minute trying to debate this. Me and the people that I've been around, we've been sitting here debating this. Everybody's got to remember. Everybody talked about how drunk this young lady was.
Right.
How did she get from where she was supposed to be at to that without an accident? There was nothing wrong with that vehicle. If she was as drunk as they said she was, wouldn't she have crashed that vehicle? Wouldn't there be some kind of damage?
I don't know. So you're saying that you don't think she would have been able to, because of how drunk she was, she wouldn't even be able to get in the car, put the keys in, and drive. So how did she get all the way over there without crashing into something on the way there?
Yeah, I think she would have crashed that vehicle. How drunk they said that she was that night, I do not believe that she drove that vehicle. I think they would have found her vehicle way before then. I think what I think actually happened is that she might have seen the two Mexicans get killed, and somebody hesitated.
What Mexicans?
There was a couple kids that were killed on the same night.
I never heard of that. Do you know where we could find that? Is it on online on Google somewhere?
Yeah, they mentioned it.
Okay.
Like the same night that Kiely came up missing, there was two Mexicans, boyfriend and girlfriend came up dead.
Oh, you're talking about that couple that drove off the road. Or well, they're still
Yeah.
investigating because that was kind of weird too. That whole thing, and
Yeah.
it was like it was a girl, but like it was a woman and her ex. And they were like friends or something, but like she had called her boyfriend before, and she was like 30 minutes away from home, and they had crashed. And I don't even know what was the deal with that. I don't.
Yeah, you see my whole point. Two people come up missing. Well, three, because the boyfriend and the ex-girlfriend and Kiely, and they're both accidents. Don't anybody see that? Kind of weird.
It was
three people come missing on the same night.
Right. The couple, so they were going to Nevada. They went to like this car show, which was ironically, I think it was the car show that Kiely was supposed to go to, but she canceled and went to the party instead. So like Kiely went missing after 12:30 or something on that night. And that couple later that day, at nighttime, they were driving back and they had crashed. So, but I mean, so what are you saying? You think they're related?
Yeah, it could be.
Okay. I don't think they are. But...
It could be. But I know for a fact that Kiely didn't drive that vehicle. I know for a fact if she was as drunk, because believe me, I've tried driving a vehicle, right? And I'm 38. I've been driving since I've been 10 without a license. I don't drive. I haven't drove right now, but like to drive my mom and my stepdad back when they were drinking, I'm the one that was driving. I'm the one that was sober enough to drive them home. But I tried getting in the vehicle, driving that vehicle when I was drinking a little bit, and there's no way if she was that drunk that she would have been able to drive that vehicle. She would have hit something.
All right. Well, thanks. Yeah, appreciate the call, man. All right. All right. Thanks for the call. Listen, I've already told my story where my friend literally walked me over to the car. Well, I left the house. We're all messed up. This was like years and years ago, but like I had left the house. We were at the house partying, and then I had to go to work in the morning. So I had left no shoes on. I left my cell phone. I literally walked to the car. My friend takes the keys because I couldn't even open the door. This dude literally, hey, let me help you out. Opens the door and like helps me get inside to drive off. And I didn't have any, well, the only issue I had getting home was that like I was driving aimlessly for like 2 hours before I got home, which was only like a 10-minute drive. So I don't know. I just I've heard people say what he's saying, and I just think it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to just assume that it's impossible for her to drive. Like I get the accounts. I get what he's saying as far as the accounts of like, they're saying she was smashed. Like they're saying she cannot, like Sammy had said that in whatever words, and she was saying that there's no way she didn't think she was going to drive home. When we got the call from Ronnie, supposedly his cousins had seen that too, that she was just like, there's no way. And so I guess he's trying to say that on the way out of there, she would have had to hit something, how she had made it all the way to this part, which it wasn't too far from the party, but it is a pretty rocky road, seems like. All right, let me get the next caller. Okay, 401, how you doing? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hi, how you doing? Welcome.
Good, how are you? I'm from
Good.
Rhode Island.
Hi, welcome. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. You're a good man.
Appreciate that. What are your thoughts? What's going on?
So, here's a couple of my thoughts. It's weird because about a month ago, I started watching the AWP videos. I just came across them randomly. Now, if people go and they educate themselves and they watch a couple of those videos, maybe like 10 or so, every time the guys go down and they dive, they don't touch anything on the car. And the first thing they do is they touch all the windows in the car to see if they're down or see if they're like broken big time, like if they can put their hand in it or not. So they probably knew about those windows before it came up. And also, that stuff probably happened when they flipped the car, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, there's so much speculation going on. I feel bad for the family, like if they're listening to all this stuff and hearing all this speculation, because they just want to know the facts as well.
Right. It's probably got to be kind of frustrating. Man, I know this is what the internet does. Yeah. I mean, things have kind of gotten a little way too far, though, obviously. But
I agree.
I mean, I don't know. It's probably going to take over. I feel like, to me, see, I haven't watched that stream yet, but like, I feel like first of all, I was surprised that Adventures with Purpose showed up over there. I feel like they're trying to tell us stuff, but without giving away or getting in trouble or like saying things they're not supposed to say. I mean, they're just letting people know here that like it's a normal process. The windows will break out when the cars flip back over. I mean,
you're 100% right. You're 100% right, because my stepdad is a policeman, and you're not going to get 100% of the information. You're only going to get about 20%. They just give you little bits to hold you over.
Right.
It's not like watching Law and Order. Within an hour, you have all the information.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't really have a speculation. I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens and then go from there. I just hope that this family, you know, is, I just have prayers for them.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate the
hope
call.
they're able to heal. Hey, you're an awesome guy. Stay awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. 415. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for taking my call.
Of course.
415 is Mill Valley area. I think we saw it on Nextdoor here before it was on the news, and I'd just like to add a couple of things. So I'm from Mill Valley. I work for a child and adult psychiatrist here, very familiar with I just want to add an aspect that has to do with these people here have a lot of second homes in Tahoe. And so just some logistic things. One is Donner Lake from Truckee is literally 2.9 miles to the boat ramp. It's about a 14-minute drive. Not that she wasn't young, but it's not, you know, an unfamiliar area to her, being a skier, et cetera, stuff like that. But I would like to say a lot of these families have second houses in Tahoe, which is 20 minutes from Donner Lake. These are wealthy folks. All of these children left for college this week. I know doctor prescribing RXs, and the only thing I would like to say is it's not far-fetched. I mean, these hundreds of videos and these pictures that were mentioned that are not anywhere to be found, you know, it's not far-fetched. Something, you know, happened. And the only conspiracy thing I'd like to add is that, you know, Sammy, her close friends are saying they weren't friends. These children aren't friends, and, you know, it's not unrealistic for wealthy people and their children heading off to college in their life. I mean, if something, you know, happened, not everybody would be jumping. I mean, it's this day, this world. You see sociopaths and viral videos and such like that. It's not unthinkable that everybody is hush and mum.
Right.
You know, if something happened and people knew.
Right.
That's all I wanted to add.
Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate the call.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. All right. Let's get some more callers in. 951. How you doing? Where you calling from? Welcome.
Hey, what's up, California?
Junior.
Yeah, I was seeing if you knew what's good, dog. Not much. Just trying to lurk up in the combo. But just a couple things, bro. My 2 cents. I think I'm picturing. Okay, common sense ain't so common, bro. That's a saying I love, bro. Because you got to think plain Jane simple. I always say that's usually the outcome. What's that thing? Arkham's razor.
Yeah,
fact.
Arkham's razor.
Big. And what I'm seeing, bro. Okay, it's to me. She could have just drove in, bro. Option 1. That's it. You know. But to me, it's a little iffy if I'm going to go down the second route. I picture the party like like not in the woods, like in the trees, and not in the water. Like the party was 50%. And I've been to parties, bro, where if there's like a little sand lot like that, that's where everyone's
That's where the party's at, right?
for sure.
Yeah.
Fact. And especially like here, if you're near a beach, you're in Florida, bro. People park, then they go hit the bonfire, and that's if there was no bricks and stuff, it would just be like how they are right there in the lake, just straight to the water. So I'm thinking, bro, like I said, she could have just accidentally drove in there, but let's just say the party was like halfway in, because there are pictures with like lights on the woods, but that doesn't mean the party was in there fully. To me, I'm just trying to expand it a little bit. I think half that was like the end of the say left side, and the end of the right side there was no trees, and it would be like, so the end of the left side, and then that's where they're partying, and then the end of the right side is where the parking is, you know what I'm saying? And I think Kiely being more of a good girl than, I'm gonna say, I'm just trying to guess, than most of the kids over there, because she obviously had a curfew, and I don't think most of the kids were like being told to get home now like how she was. So what if like I'm picturing like she has to dip out, right? And she's so fucked up that she's able to get, remind me of your friend, bro. What if fucking Sammy was like, oh, let me get it for you, and she did some shit like that, and that's why she feels guilty, but that's another story. But what if she just like got in the dang car and then drove, boom, and they might have heard it or they might have not, but if they scatter, at a certain time, if they can find that out, then I'm going to assume they like seen her go in and they're like, fuck this shit, let's just dip. Because like your last caller said, it's a crucial time. They're going to college and stuff. But again, bro, they're like young kids, bro. If there was one adult there, they'd be like, get the fuck back here. Sorry. Stop. Shine some light. They would do the smart thing. They wouldn't scatter like roaches. That's why I hate when like young adults, myself included, bro, but like young adults act like they know everything, bro. It's like, right. What if that was a situation and they all scattered instead of being like, nah, dude, fuck that. Let's go in, let's swim. Let's try to save this girl's life. So if she could have just drove in, I think, or there's foul play in that sense of like seeing that shit. And then, it was like too late and they were so scared, bro, that they scattered. And there's a website, bro, called timeanddate.com, and you can check it right now. You can type in Truckee, California. I typed it in, and on the 7th of August, it was 79% or 79.1% illumination. But there was no moon. On the 5th, like 2 days prior, there was like a core, like 30% of the, the nail that looks like the moon. It looked like that on the 5th. And if you go like a couple days past, like 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, there was like a full moon, and it said like 99% illumination. And I know I just said 79, but like there was no moon on the 7th, and there was 79% illumination. And on the 5th, there was barely like that nail clip. And we all know how little that would show compared to a full moon. There's nights where I sleep over here, bro, on a full moon, and the moon keeps me up just straight going through my window, and I had to close the blinds and stuff. Yeah. Oh, and with Avengers with Purpose, bro, they even said it themselves. I was saying, bro, you gotta just think just simple. They take note and they go, okay, let's just say the car was in drive. Take that note. The body's right here. Take that note just in case it goes somewhere else. While they're picking it up, they take all the notes, and of course they're gonna have to put it in neutral to get it out. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like you can't go too hard down that rabbit hole when it like, oh, it was in neutral, because I'm the one claiming. I said that speculation too, like, oh, it could have been in neutral or in park, then you're going to know. But I just found out that they take notes before they even drag it out, which is super smart. So you got to be like, okay, we have to wait for like the actual facts that they wrote down, not it coming out in neutral. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it ain't that deep. Yeah, freaking.
Well,
and I
wonder
if the mom's gonna. Last one. I wonder if the mom's gonna sue, bro, for not having warning signs, bro. Big time.
I don't know. I didn't think about that. Yeah, can they do that? I don't know.
Yeah, I would get their city, bro, if I was them, bro, just for if you had 3M warning signs like, hey, fucking water, bro, you're in Florida, bro. I guarantee if you go anywhere left or right, there's warning signs because you're in Florida, But yeah, I wonder if her mom is gonna go for that. They should, bro. Hem them up, man, for that. Even though it's a big mess, I would just try, bro. But hell yeah, bro. Good talking, bro.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Take care, Junior. Peace. Adios. Later, man. All right. I'll let him kind of run longer. 406, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Hi, how you doing? Welcome.
Hi, hey, new sub here. I like your I liked the video too, by the way.
Thank you.
My name is Mandy, and I live in Montana. And whatever that guy said, he knows for a fact that this girl couldn't get in her car and drive is idiotic, because we all know that we've all been wasted. I mean, I'm 43, okay, and back in my day, and I started young, partied hard and drove drunk, wasted all the time. And here in Montana, I'm telling you, it's black just like it is over there in Tahoe. And it's, especially if the moon wasn't out, like when you're on sand and back roads like that with trees, and there's like the shadow of the trees, you know what I mean? And there's like those black patches, and then you like keep going through the sand. And she probably got into free sand out of the bumpy road and just like into the open sand. And she was probably driving faster and saw like maybe a reflection off the water, thinking it's pavement, just like that other lady said. That's what I thought all along, because I've done it. I've done this, and hit the water thinking it's pavement, and she nosedive into that water, into the
Wait,
sand.
you're saying you've done that?
Flipped her car. I've almost hit a river thinking it was pavement. Yeah, I rolled my car in a ditch. I rolled it with two people in my car.
Wow.
So I mean, I'm just lucky to even be taught. Ever since I've heard about this, I even messaged with a purpose, whatever. I've been watching them for a while. I messaged them like right away, and on their channel, and was like, "Have you guys heard about this case?" Because from the get-go, just like the way I grew up, just like her partying by the water,
right?
Like I've seen this stuff. Anyway, and she was in a hurry. She's younger than everybody else. She has her curfew. She has to get home. She wasn't following other people out of there because she probably left first. And so there was no tail lights to follow, and she took the wrong way, and she's wasted. And she nosedived into that water. She probably had her foot on the gas. And the minute she realized what she did, she probably pressed on that gas, and it flipped her car, and she was sinking upside down. Now, on somebody else's channel, I heard that the seat was all the way back. So she probably was upside down trying to get out of her seat. She probably unbuckled her seatbelt, and she probably had her seat back, struggling for air, and was trying to probably get out of her car before she ran out of air and drowned. That's what I think happened. And nobody saw it because, like we always had our parties by the water too, but Sammy walked law enforcement to where her car was parked and where the party was. So they were not partying by the water. So I really don't think anybody saw it, because these kids, it's not like when we were young, like we didn't roll on each other, but these kids, I mean, I'm a hairstylist. I cut teenagers' hair all day long. And these kids, they party hard. They drive drunk. They do drugs. They're wild. They lie to their parents. You know what I mean? And she went and she was trying to text her mom and say, I'm going to be late. And she was wasted. She was in a hurry, and she was alone. And I think that it was an accident, and I don't think anybody saw it. So that's
They're saying, but why was she in the back? What do you think about her being in the back?
Because it's a small car.
I think there's multiple reasons. Right. It could be, did she have her seatbelt on? Did she not? It could be the vehicle was literally upside down and they had to flip it over. It could be, it could be anything. It could be so many things.
I would think that if there was more damage done to the car, but because the roof, everything's pretty intact for the most part, besides, and so let's say the windows were down, but maybe they're still up. When you're hitting water and you're drowning, you're just trying to get out. Right. And she was probably wearing her seatbelt.
Yeah, she could have. Yeah, let's say she had her seatbelt on, like you're saying. Yeah, she could have taken it off while the water's going and try to maybe get out. It's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe she was, you're not thinking straight. She's messed up. She's wasted. She's trying to get out of her seat. She maybe flipped her seat back, or undid her belt, upside down in the car, drowning. You're going to do anything. You're not thinking straight, and she's wasted on top of it, and she's drowning. And she probably, because the fact that the seat's back, I just think, she was struggling inside of her car and just didn't have enough air, and she drowned before she could get out. And if there was a window open, she was in her seatbelt, because you're not thinking like, oh, I'm going to take a bunch. I've fallen out of a raft one time, whitewater rafting, unexpectedly, backwards out of a raft. and I almost drowned. Like, because you're not taking a big gasp of air. You're not expecting it, to go into the water. So,
Right.
I mean, so I think that's what happened. And I think the nosedive into the sand pulls, that's deep sand as you start going down in, and it's wet. It just pulled her car down in, and yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody saw this, and sadly, I think that's what happened. And Sammy, didn't she say that they were sharing when they walked over to her car? They were like sharing drinks. Do you remember ever sharing drinks with anybody? I never have. Like, unless
That's
it's
kind
laced
of,
with
yeah,
something.
I didn't do that. I thought that was weird. Yeah, that comment that she made.
Yeah. I mean, I've done I've been sober for 13 years, but I've done a ton of crazy drugs and drank and drank and drank and drank. And I never shared drinks with my friends. I mean, unless it was like, for a reason. So I don't know. I just thought, that was kind of weird. I mean, that they're sharing some kind of drink. So maybe she was more than drunk. Maybe she was drugged in that drink. Who knows? But even if she was just completely blacked out drunk, she would absolutely get in that car because she's late. She's trying to get home.
Yeah.
She's 16, partying with a bunch of kids going off to college, So, yeah. Anyway, so
All right, well, thank you.
that's my scoop. Yeah,
Appreciate the
and
call.
I'll be watching some more. I like your show. Thank
All
you.
right, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Good call. 316. Hi, how you doing? 316. Welcome. 316. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, welcome.
Hey, Mel. I'm Debbie. I'm calling from Kansas.
Hey, Debbie, welcome.
Hey. I'm also Hotspot on your channel.
What are you?
Hotspot.
Hotspot?
That's my name, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
Hotspot
cool.
on the computer.
Okay, cool. Welcome.
Anyways, I've been holding for like 30 minutes, and then I figured when he comes on, I'm just going to freeze. I'm not going to be able to speak.
No, you're good. Thank you for holding so long.
Love your show. I think you do a great job. And I'm kind of afraid that we're not going to get any answers in this case because of her being a minor.
Yeah.
And they don't want YouTube turning this thing into a circus like they've been doing here lately with a lot of stuff. Yeah. And then everybody's bitching about Facebook being monetized and whatever and having all these rules, and this is why,
Right.
all these people are getting out of hand on YouTube, and they wonder why we're going to end up getting rules behind it now.
Right.
But anyways, my thoughts on her is, first of all, her car couldn't have been parked out there on the sand or anything. They showed in Sammy and her friend Mags and everything, they showed right where the car was parked in between these like two trees at this site. And Sammy had said that there was only one road going out of that. Okay, so even if they took the one road out of there that takes you to the road to the video that you were watching, where one veers off to the lake and the other goes obviously into town. And I just think that she was driven there, and it was just put in drive, and they just set the car off into the lake and everybody took off. Because the reason why I think that is because everybody left at the same time. Her phone goes dead, the tracking gets shut off, and everybody mass exits at the same time. And I just don't believe that nobody would have seen her do it. I think that there's a lot of people that aren't saying anything, and I think that hopefully, I don't know if we'll ever find out anything about the toxicology, but I think that somebody just put the car in drive and it just slowly drove through the sand and just went. I think she was already passed out in the back seat, and I think the back seat window was possibly halfway rolled down. Any other damage to the car was done when they tried to recover it, but so anyways, that's just my thoughts.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate the call. Gracias.
All right. Have a good evening,
You
Mel.
too. Thanks. Thank you for holding too. All right. Okay, we got 2 more calls, and I might call somebody. We do need a chase. 623, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Where you calling from?
Hi, Mel. It's Michelle from Arizona.
Hi, Michelle. Welcome.
In Phoenix.
Thanks for holding.
I know some of my comments have just, I don't mean to be graphic with that, but I do. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. And so I do have psychic abilities. I know everyone just goes, what? And I kept listening over and over and over to her mom's interviews. Well, when someone comes through, it's just in words, different words. So I had heard about this, and I mean, it's very tragic. I'm going to start getting upset. But the words that I got was, for one, she just kept repeating daffodil. So maybe that means something to her mother. I don't know. But I don't believe that she drove herself in the water or it was an accident. What she says is she did drink, but she said, all of a sudden, I'm hot. Then I think it's because it was fentanyl that she was given. Then older people from that party who were passing out the cocaine or the laced fentanyl cocaine or whatever it was, because they say she was just smashed. The way they're saying she was acting doesn't sound like a drunk person. It just doesn't to me. And so these older guys give it to her. They say, hey, let's get this little party down away from everyone else so they could get their way with her. And another friend comes upon it. So the guy that's down there raping her
Okay. All right.
comes upon it.
A little kind of.
I know, but this is what she says, and I know it's so graphic or whatever. And once they realize it directly from what my visions are of what she's showing me, then she says, water, water, mama. And that was it. And I truly believe that someone drugged her, did those horrible things to her, cracked those windows down. Yes, the car went into the lake. It went down. It went under. I go with the theory of the other caller that was in there about rich people being around. And, the person that's already living their life, I'm sure somewhere else at college, parents are just, let's sweep this under a rug. She's a nobody. We got money. It doesn't matter. Let's just forget about it. And in small towns like that and with cops, you never know. My mom and dad both worked for the Phoenix Police Department for 27 years, and I've never seen so
And how do you
much
do your readings?
hiding of stuff.
How do you get your visions?
How it was is it just comes in words. It's just, she says she's alone. She's hot. She has drank. She says now she's no longer breathing, and they're going to find out her lungs do not have water in them.
All right, well,
She was deceased before she hit the water. And I know, and I'm sorry, and I apologize to her mother.
Yeah, it's kind of graphic.
If she is watching this, it is.
rough,
And it's horrible. And I don't understand why I had them. I mean, I had visions of my mom's death, who just died last year from cancer. And it was horrible. And I don't understand why you see those things. But the person that did this to her will be caught.
Well,
they will be caught.
Well, thank you for calling.
No life deserves to be just taken out like that. That is horrible. It's tragic. And I'm very sorry that my comment was graphic. I didn't mean for it to be.
It's okay.
But
It's all right.
What I see, and like I said, it doesn't come through us like we're talking here. It's just words. They just come through in words. And it's just horrible. And I don't understand why I see those things or feel those things. But I just hope for her mom and her dad that they can find some kind of peace and time and that they can heal.
Well, thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
I love your show, Mel.
Thanks.
You have a wonderful day.
All right. We'll talk.
And I am an older person. I am 56 years old, so it's not like it's a kid calling in, you know, saying these things. I am an older person. And I just, like I said, I just believe foul play.
All right.
I know foul play. Love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye. Yeah, it was a bit of, you know. All right. 602. How you doing? Where you calling from? Last call.
Oh, is this... I'm sorry. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you good. Thank you for holding. Sorry
Hi,
for the long hold. Yes.
No problem. No problem. So first of all, I really do love your channel.
Thanks.
I am, you know, this is a topic that many people are interested in to know what happened, because we were all, you know, worried about where she was, and, you know, you're continuing to cover this. So I appreciate that. And I just wanted to talk about the car being found in the water upside down by AWP. And I'm not questioning that, but what I'm wondering is, are there any like before pictures before it was found in this area, so we can kind of like look and say, oh, okay, yeah, that looks like the car upside down. That makes sense now, because it just seems really odd that they didn't find the car. I mean, I realize that it's a large, you know, body of water, and there's only so many people looking, you know, in this large body of water, but you know, being at the tip right there like that, it's almost could be a logical explanation as to where the car would have ended up if there was an accident. And so I'm really surprised that the car wasn't found sooner. So I was just wondering if you know anything about that, because I tuned in kind of late today, and I didn't see if you covered anything like that yet.
So I know that from what I've heard, people have been searching people's footage, like the drone footage, pictures and stuff. People have been trying to see if they can spot it on camera. I don't know that there's been definitive, like people have seen it out there. I know people are searching. I haven't really seen it myself. The other thing is, I just remember from the press conference, which I know it's like, I feel like at this point, the people probably aren't really taking too much of what the police say, like as their, like for their word, I guess, because the police were asked at one point, do you have any reason to believe that her vehicle was not there the entire time or something like that? And they said they don't have any reason to believe that it wasn't. Like they believe that it was, unless something else comes out otherwise. But people are not really going to really take their word after all this, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I know people are scouring different footages that was put out. And I don't know. It would be interesting to see. And we talked about the water levels too. The water levels have changed throughout the time that she went missing, and so the water has dropped there, shorter and stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. I guess time will tell.
I hope we find out.
The other part that I was,
definitively.
All of the pieces to the puzzle would be great to know. Yes, for sure. The other thing I was wondering, and I'm not trying, when I say this, I'm definitely not, trying to accuse anybody. I know that's not what your channel's about. I know that you are very sincere in your presentation of the facts. Been watching you for a while now.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that. But what I was going to say is with regard to Sammy, and I really understand she's 18 years old. I mean, I can remember when I was 18 years old, I was still a baby, you know what I mean? And that's still very, very young. But just some things, inconsistencies, and I know that people have talked about this before, and I'm not trying to give her like an excuse or anything like that, but sometimes if she does feel guilty, right, if she feels guilty that she left or something, she might try to be, rationalizing it. Like, I did try, to reach out to her, and, this is what we, I asked her if she had a ride, or I got a ride home, or something like that, right? There was something like that about a call at 12:36. So that's kind of still in my mind, but I'm not so cynical to think that her very friends would do this to her, but people have, done things before in the past. But I'm not even going there. I just think it's odd. And I was just wondering what your thoughts on that was.
On Sammy?
Yeah. And her consistency. And, when she said that she had talked to her at 12:36 and the phone had gone out at 12:30.
Yeah, I always thought that was a little weird. I don't know how that works out. I've brought that up a couple times, how that works out. Like I said, I've always been leaning towards this was some sort of accident. I could be wrong. It's just a theory because we just don't have all the information yet. For me, that's what it's kind of pointing to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. There was a couple. I've seen people pointing it out, the Sammy stuff. And I don't know what to chalk it up to. Like, have all the kids talk to me. I thought that was just because maybe she thought that the kids would be more comfortable talking to her instead of law enforcement. But I know that can be kind of weird, maybe. But I guess they're trying to be like, well, if they're not going to talk to police, maybe at least they'll talk to me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen the comments of people going after her and stuff on her page and stuff like that. And it's kind of harsh. And now being in almost a weird situation like that too, where it's just like these weirdo people are like hunting me down and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like, I still think I lean more towards accident. That it was some sort of accident that happened, whether it's just she is intoxicated and drove into the thing, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible. I think it's very likely that it was an accident, especially after hearing your caller, the one before this last one, how she had thought that the water was actually pavement and she rolled and everything. So it makes sense that it could happen that way. I just I don't know, there's a lot to think about as far as like all of a sudden the car is there and is found, and that's what kind of throwing me off a little bit. Like, how did it just all of a sudden, maybe not all of a sudden, and they think that it's always been there, but how come they didn't find it before? And I know the water levels and everything, but I'm pretty sure they can dive pretty deep, but anyways, it's just a thought. One time
it's a question a lot of people are asking too, so you're not the only one,
Yeah. And, one time, a while back, I had drank a lot one night. I drank too much and the drinks were too strong, and I was very drunk, and I had even passed out or fell down right there in the bar. And I had some friends that were around. They took me to the car, but then they just left me in the car. And then I know, right? And I don't consider them friends anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like after that, I was like so distant from any of them, because I thought, how could you let me, how could you just go put me in the car and then go back and party, in the bar, and knowing that I'm in the car, drunk, and I had my keys. Nobody took my keys from me. And I wasn't thinking, and I drove home.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe that I got home. It was like by the grace of God that I got home, because I was so drunk. I can't even remember parts of the night. I blocked out on many parts of the night. I think I even blacked out on the road. It was terrible. Wow. And of course would never do that again. But, it's like, please, if you go out with your friends, please do not leave, please just make sure they get home, or take their keys, or, if they're going to stay the night somewhere, stay the night with them. Don't leave them alone, because obviously we've learned a terrible lesson here, that if you leave somebody, in this state, state of being drunk, that they could end up, like Kylie did, and she had a whole life ahead of her, and her mother, I'm sure she'll always, it's just a painful thing to lose a child, so I just hope it's a lesson. I definitely hope it's a lesson to everybody. If any good can come out of it, let that be it, that you learn from it and don't ever make this mistake again, with anybody else. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for your show.
All right.
Hey, stay strong, okay?
Thank you.
You're a
Appreciate
good guy.
that.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
All right.
All right. Nice call. I didn't realize, sorry, I'm blocking everything. I'm going to get the super chats, and then you guys tell me if you want to take more calls or what you want to do. The poll, there's almost 5,000 votes, literally in this poll. 5,000 votes. I wonder if that's the most votes I've had. I don't know. Can this show, for some reason, when I move this here, oh, there we go. It's working now. People, it's not showing the whole thing. Oops. Well, it says 53% say accident, 47% say foul play. It's closing into even more even. Interesting to see how big of a difference there is, or how split between the middle almost, really. Hold on a second. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see Adventures of Purpose in the chat. Oh. Yo, thanks for you guys being in the chat. I don't know if you want to call in or you just want to stay in the chat. That's fine. I'm shocked. I don't even know. I guess do you guys have questions in the chat? And I know they can't really answer things. I don't know if they want to answer things or not, questions or not, but I was just wondering, kind of like you answered last night on the other channel, about the whole windows breaking is a common thing when a vehicle is being flipped. I don't know if they'll call in or not, but if they want to call in for a few, I don't know. If not, that's okay too. Let me open up the lines, but I can't even see the chat. It's going so fast. Okay, I'm opening up the lines. If not, if they could just answer questions in the chat, whatever they can, that would be amazing. But thank you guys for coming in, man. Adventures with Purpose, a lot of people have been sending donations to them as well. I donated to them. I know a lot of other YouTubers and everybody's just been super supportive of them. And let me see. I don't see them either in the chat, but people are saying they were there. Maybe they popped in for a second. But if make sure you guys subscribe to them, to their channel. I'm sorry, I'm just like, holy crap, I can't even believe they're in here. I can't even talk. I'm like, wow, it's amazing. I mean, we love what you guys have done. I mean, it's just amazing that you guys were able to, like, in real time, because usually it's like cases that have gone cold for a while. So this was like an active missing person. I don't know if it's their first one. I wonder if they could answer that if they're in the chat. Is this the first time they've done that, like an active missing person, like right on the spot? All right, let me get 216. How you doing? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Cleveland, Ohio.
Hi.
Hi. So first of all, I love you.
Thank
and
you.
second of all, I just want to say, if AWP is in the chat, thank you very much for what you did in finding Kylie. I have a few questions. I don't know if it's true or not, but was she seat belted in the back like everyone is saying that she was?
Seat belted in the back?
Yes.
No, I don't think anybody would know that if she had seatbelt
Okay,
on or
because there
off.
were a couple people that were on scene said that she was seat belted in the back, and that also that her dad had once given her a window smasher, and that allegedly that too was in the car. But I don't know yet. That's all that I've been hearing on different YouTube channels.
Okay.
So maybe if we can find that out, we'll know.
Okay, I'm trying
But
to
then
figure out.
I also one other
Okay,
one
go
other
ahead.
question. Now your battery does not die for a while, and if her headlights were on, don't you think if 200 to 300 people all piled out at 12:30 and they seen her take a different direction, don't you think somebody would have noticed or even seen the headlights? Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know. Yeah, how nobody would have seen this. I saw that picture that was going around where there's like a light in the background, but I just don't know that that would be her or anything like that.
Right. Well, that's all I had. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you.
And love
Appreciate
you.
it.
And have a great night.
All right, bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I don't know that there was Adventures with Purpose. They're saying it was Jared. I haven't seen the chat's been flying, so I don't know. I just got phone calls or telling me he's in there, but was that actually him? I don't know. Did we get trolled? 520. How you doing? Where you calling from? Did they get us? Did we get trolled?
I'm in Arizona.
Hi, welcome.
I'm not representing Phoenix. Okay. Well, anyhow, if AWP was actually in there, I'm sure they would have called into you instead of.
I don't know if they would have
spamming
called
chat,
in, but it could have been a troll account because it wasn't the main account, so I don't know.
Yeah. Anyhow, how you doing, Mal?
Good, not bad, man. Hanging out here with you guys. Kind of just wanted to talk a little bit about what people are thinking, and we might not really hear much from here on out until if they even let us know about the toxicology and autopsy. I don't know.
Right. Well, I'm Coach Karen in the chat. What I just wanted to say is
seen you in there.
I was volunteer EMS and fire for over 20 years. I did work at the lake, and just kind of give a little bit more background on a lot of these diving teams that law enforcement works with. Because then when I did get to Arizona, I originally was up at Lake McConaughey, and then I moved to Arizona, and we do have a lot of waterways around here, believe it or not. Now, a lot of these law enforcement agencies, most of these guys are trained. It states that, and they volunteer, to do that, to get their diving training. But they're probably going to only dive maybe a few times a year, or maybe less than a handful of times a year, even though they have to keep recertifying. Now, AWP does this as a living. This is what they do. So there's a huge difference. And so understandably, I know that a lot of people are frustrated with LE up there on this. We don't, like I say, they might have only dove in a few times just to keep their certifications, and now we really don't know. Also, too, with them stating that, and it is very true, when you have a vehicle that's newly gone into the water, they're not really that easily to spot because you do have bouncing lights. So there's a lot of differences too. And then I wanted to bring up the taped off areas. Now that water dropped significantly, and SF Investigations even stated it too, that there was nothing over there significant in those areas, and because the water has dropped, that there really was no significant reason that was there. They could have placed those there just thinking that maybe they might find evidence that they pull out of the water to put in those areas. It could have been several different reasons. So I think a lot of the conspiracy theories just kind of need to be knocked out.
Yeah, you don't think it's all as much as people are making it to be.
Exactly.
Okay.
Two, I would put on that poll undetermined, because that's where I'm going until I see more. And honestly, I believe it will be up to the family if they want to seal or unseal those autopsy reports.
Right. Okay.
But,
right.
And I think maybe the family, will want to put out answers and clear some of these kids that were at the party as well, too, by putting it out there. Maybe not. It's all going to depend. And like a lot of people brought up, it is a lot of them going off to college and stuff. And it would be very detrimental, to them for for certain things to be exposed. But I think a lot of it's already been exposed that they were there.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, appreciate the call. Thanks. Take care.
You too.
All right, bye. Oh Lord, bro, these people. Oh, not you. Sorry, not you. I'm talking about the whole thing that just happened now, where I got phone calls about AWP, and I'm like, what? So I just assumed they were there, but there was nobody in there because I can barely keep up with the chat. 5,200 votes so far and climbing. I should have put an undetermined type of thing, like she was saying. 586, how you doing? Where you calling from? I'm gonna keep the calls rolling. 586.
Hey.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi. Thanks for calling.
Hi. I was just thinking about a lot of different scenarios and like reading a lot of different comments. And I honestly think that we are never gonna really know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel that way. I feel like it's gonna be like one of those, cases where we never really find out what happened. We're gonna find out probably maybe how she passed, but not necessarily like the actions that were taken beforehand. You know what I mean? Like I was talking to my dad about it. My dad's not one to ever watch anything on YouTube or, he just seen the little bits and pieces on the news, on TV. And he didn't know that she was found in the back of the car. He didn't know that the windows or the driver's side window was broken. And that makes a big difference in finding out, you know what I mean? Like what had happened. But all I know is that if those were like really like her true friends, like I have been through, like I'm lucky to be alive right now, to be honest with you. And my friends have like never ever left me unless like I couldn't be found. There was a couple of times where they just couldn't find me. They had no idea where I went to. So they finally found me at my house. I made it home somehow, some way. I wish I could like go and get what's it called? It's where you talk to a psychic or something, and they're not a psychic, but like you get what's the word? I can't think of the word. It's gonna drive me crazy. But like you get
a reading.
Like people, what?
Wait, from the psychic? A vision?
No.
Oh.
I'm saying it wasn't. No. I'm saying like there's a word for like you can like get put into a mental state to where you remember things that
hypnosis.
You necessarily. Hey, yes, hypnotize.
Yeah. Hypnotize, yeah.
Thank you.
But you think they should hypnotize the kids?
There's been a couple of times where like I don't even remember what happened, and I ended up at home. I woke up to a cheeseburger laying next to me on my pillow. I have no idea, like, but I don't know.
You think they should hypnotize the kids?
You
think they should hypnotize the kids?
No, hypnotize. Oh, maybe. Well, not maybe. I don't know. I don't know how that works, to be honest with you. I know they hypnotized my grandma and grandpa to quit smoking.
Oh, yeah?
Other than that, other than that, like, I know that they can, I don't know if it's whether or not you believe in it or what.
I've heard there's people that really, I've always been kind of curious just to try. Like, I want to go somewhere to a hypnotist or whatever and see what happens and see if it actually works. I've heard some people swear by it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I really wish I knew what happened this one night when I was like, I used to work at this titty bar. Sorry, excuse my language. I wasn't very good at it at all.
Right.
Like, I would owe more money to the, bouncers and DJ than I made in a single night because I wasn't the type of person to walk up to somebody and be like, hey, you want to dance? It just wasn't, like, I was trained. I was, like, experimenting when I was younger. And I left the bar and rammed my car into somebody else's, and I still to this day don't know who was driving, what happened, or anything.
Wow. Well,
And
thank
like
you.
I said,
Appreciate the call.
that's the only reason why. Huh?
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
All right. Take care.
Talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye.
I love the chat. Bye.
Bye. I'm suspending calls for now. We're going to get through these couple calls. We're going to try to stick to 3 minutes unless Loretta calls. Loretta. 248, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Good evening.
Hi.
How are you tonight, Mel?
Good. How you doing?
I'm okay. Yeah. I was listening to the calls and
Yeah.
looking in the chat and had a few things to say. Yeah, I'm right undetermined on the poll.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was young, so many years ago,
Tell me about
somebody would have said to me, like, oh, there's this great party happening. You know, you just graduated. You gotta be at this party. Because I thought it was sad that she was supposed to be in Reno at a car show or something. And that maybe the friends talked her into coming to the party by saying, you know, oh, it'll be so much fun. Oh, there'll be all kind of stuff. And, yeah, we can just, you know, tell your mom this and that and just get out there. And something about her being hot, I thought, like, ecstasy did that to you.
Yeah.
Because you have all those electronica, you know, concert things, and all of a sudden you see, you know, the girls all dancing around with the lit up strings around them, and they're just like in tank tops. They're hot and sweaty, and not anything I ever did. I just
You never did that?
watched it one time. No, I didn't.
Oh, it's fun.
There was like one out in the plaza in downtown in Detroit one time, and just kind of sat by and watched. People were, I mean, dancing all around. The music was great, but yeah, I didn't, you know, do anything drug-wise. But that I could see that, you know, other people weren't acting normally. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say about it. That she, you know, got talked into it and then had this, whatever experience she had being either drunk or messed up. Somebody put something in her drink. And, yeah, toxicology is going to take a long time.
Oh, yeah.
My nephew, we still don't have it back from him, and that was Memorial Day weekend.
Wow.
So it's a long time.
Takes a long time, man.
And I mean, they may rush this because people want to know, but then again, we may never know if, you know, her parents say, no, we don't want to publicize this. We just, you know, she's at rest, at peace. And,
right.
Yeah, so I had seen like maybe AWP was in the chat, but,
No, apparently they were trolling us. It was like fake.
then they were gone, yeah, and then it just came back a little bit ago that they were, but I didn't
That was a fake
see.
account. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they're a wonderful group of guys. I mean, and yeah, I don't know if this was their first, you know, not cold case, you know, active case that they've looked at. I haven't seen that it wasn't, but I haven't seen that it was. So I saw the other night after the car chase. I caught it late, and it was just the replay and the video of you, and they were so that I didn't call in.
Oh, which video?
The one from the chase where they
Oh, yeah.
ended at the end when they they got 2 women or 1
Oh,
woman.
yeah.
A guy, yeah. That one. Because I like the chases too, but
It's fun, right?
yeah. I had been working on a project here in the house, and I missed it. Oh, well, darn.
Oh, you know,
So
there's
then
no notifications that went out. Nothing. I used up. Yeah.
So I just, like, oh, well, darn, I missed that one. But I saw the replay of it, and then I heard some comments there. You wish I had called or tell you a bedtime story or something.
Yeah, you can tell me a bedtime story. Yeah, I was thinking about you. I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like I'm just calling for this. I mean, I do have opinions on the case
right.
And questions and things like that, and paying attention to what people are saying, and you're so good with coming up with clips and snippets of videos and this and that. That's really, I don't think I could do that.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
No, I think you do a good job, and I don't want to take up too much time. Other people have things to say, and I should let them. But yeah, I do think that she was, coaxed into going, and
right.
It's so very sad. It could be an accident, or it could be, something nefarious. I hate to think that.
I hope not. Yeah.
Right, you just don't know what's going through people's minds, and I mean, I see it all the time. I go from the court, actually watching them in court and what's been said, and then they go back to snippets like News Nation and Court TV and that kind of thing. These people are out of their minds.
Right. Well, thanks, Loretta. I appreciate you so much. Hopefully you call again sometime. We'll talk some more.
Okay. You guys have a good night.
All right. Good night. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right. 903. How you doing? Where you calling from? Team Lorette.
It's this Mel After Dark.
It's After Dark. What's up?
This is Katie. I'm from Texas.
Hey, Katie. How you doing? Welcome.
I'm doing good. I just wanted to bring up a point that I don't think I've heard anybody say. So they may have, but, well, first of all, Sammy is a crummy friend because when I was growing up, even when I was like in elementary school and Mom would go pick up friends and then go drop off friends, we would sit in their driveway and wait. And my mom would always tell us, no, wait, we need to make sure she gets in the door. Like that the door's open, she can get in safely, closes the door and all that. So I've lived with that like my whole life. Like that's my rule. I make sure they're in the house and safe. And I'm just like, if you were really that big of a friend, why would you leave her? But beyond that, I've been thinking foul play for the most part until I had this thought, because they said she was drinking a lot, and being 16, she's probably not used to drinking that much. That's just an assumption. But my friend's husband is basically a undiagnosed alcoholic, and he went out for a work trip and was walking back into the hotel drunk as ever, and he fell to the ground in that hotel lobby in a full seizure. And he didn't wake up again. Yeah, he didn't wake up again until he was in the hospital. Luckily, there were people around that, went to his aid, but I'm sitting here thinking, what if something like that happened to her? Like, what if she got lost, going, looking for a place, boom, has a seizure, all her weight goes on that accelerator, and then she's in the water. I mean, that's just something that may be possible with all the alcohol that was in our system and whatever else that we don't know may have been in our system. Yeah, because he doesn't, my friend's husband doesn't have, epilepsy or anything like that. this was like his first seizure he's ever had, and so he was caught off guard too. But now since I've heard that happen, I was like, I wonder if that could have happened to her. So I guess it would be a mix of foul play and accident, depending on who was giving her what substances.
Right, because it could have either been alcohol, it could have been other drugs. Who knows? Because they've been talking about all these fentanyl that people have been overdosing on and stuff. So
yeah, and with them saying they were like swapping drinks back and forth, that makes me think, I wonder if some stuff was slipped into one of those drinks that was being swapped around. But yeah, that was just my thought. I haven't heard anybody say that yet, so I was just going to throw that out there. Just something to ponder.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Sorry, I'm so kind of like distracted by the chat and everything. All right, we're taking these last 5 calls. We're going to keep it to try to keep it to 3 minutes or so. And that page was fake. Like the page is over 100K. If they're verified, it has that check next to the name. 678, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, is that me?
Yes. Hey, welcome.
Hi, thank you for taking my call.
Of course.
I emailed you about my situation. I'm just speaking from personal experience.
Oh, I just see your email now. Oh,
A couple months ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so a couple of months ago, our daughter was at a party. There was underage drinking. Obviously, before anybody starts calling us out or making us sound like terrible parents, we had no idea that she was going to a party. We thought that she was staying with a friend, just to clear that up.
Before they cancel you. Yeah.
But anyway, exactly, we can't get canceled. So she somehow hit her head. And apparently hours went by in this party, and everybody's like, no, she's going to be fine. She's going to be fine. Well, she started talking gibberish. And the one smart person at the party, the only one there, decided to take her to the emergency room. Everybody else bailed. And all these kids had just recently graduated. They're all going to be going off to college. This person sacrificed all of that. This person was even told when he took her to the emergency room that they could smell alcohol on him and that, you know, that things could happen. He was like, I don't care. I mean, this is somebody's life, right? We got a call at 3 a.m. in the morning, and basically we were told, well, she's not paralyzed.
Wow.
That was so scary. But that's why I'm on the fence about the Kiely case. I mean, it really could. I mean, we all know it could go either way. And I see your poll, it's almost split in half. You know what I mean? Everybody's on the fence about it. I can see that these kids are like, nah, I'm not going down, you know? So still to this, so the next day, which I was up, I think my husband and I were up for like 24 hours straight. I went through all of her friends' social media on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. There were just like this case, no pictures of the party. There were no videos. I couldn't find anything. Still to this day, we do not know how she sustained her head injury. And of course, she doesn't know because she was concussed. So still to this day, we have no earthly idea what happened. So whenever this Kiely case happened, of course, I became very attached to it because I just recently experienced something very similar to this, to where, you know, people will cover stuff up, or they'll run, or they'll bail. Like, why did all those cars leave the party at 12:30 and her last things at 12? You know what I'm saying? It's like, were they like, oh my God, I got to get out of here, which is exactly what happened with our daughter. They were like, nah, I'm not taking the fall for this, you know. But luckily someone did take her to the emergency room, and she's okay. Everything's fine. She has no idea how it happened, and we could not get any answers out of anybody. Still to this day, we do not know how she hit her head. We don't know, was it a fight? Did she fall down?
That's pretty.
We have no idea. All we know is that she sustained a head injury. That's all we know. So I just wanted to share that. I'm still on the fence. I do believe it could have been an accident. I think that our daughter's was an accident. I just think it was covered up.
They covered it up.
I don't think there was any foul play. Yeah, that's what I think. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you. I appreciate the
Sorry,
call.
is the chat going crazy? I can't see anything.
No, they're fine.
Okay, sorry.
Don't look down. Just cross the tightrope.
Oh, God.
No, I'm
oh,
just
no,
kidding.
I'm
No, they're not
scared.
saying anything to
Okay,
you.
well,
No, they're really not. They're really not. I was just kidding. Dude, you're good.
we really didn't know that she was going to a party. I swear.
Right.
We did
Kids
not
do
know
that all
she
the
said
time.
she was staying with her friend.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, I know. Of course they do, you know, and you want to take them for their word, but I don't know. But anyway, thank you. Love
Thanks.
your show. I have been a subscriber for a while, even before you hit over 100K. Yes.
Nice. Thank you.
And I appreciate you taking my call, and I'm going to cut out
Appreciate
so
the support.
you can take other calls.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. 407, how you doing? Where you calling from? iCkEdMeL, is that you? We got you, boy. 407.
Yo.
Hey.
Hey, you can hear me?
Yes, sir. I hear you. How you doing?
Oh, my bad, dude. I keep doing this to you, man. I'm Funkadelic Gaming. I talked to you the other day after you went live.
Yes, sir. What's up?
And finally, I'm on live. Here, let me start the timer so I don't go past 3 minutes. Finally, I'm on live with you, bro, and I can say from the bottom of my heart, I want to say sorry to the friends of Kiely that I blamed on one of your live streams. I blamed them, and to be honest, dude, if you look at the map, doesn't it look like like where they pulled the car out from, doesn't it look like a road leads directly to that tip that leads to the water?
There is a road that does kind of lead there. I mean, let me look at the map again. But there is a road that leads out there, yeah.
Yeah, so like my best friend, when I was back in Bolivia, he in prom night, I wasn't there. I moved to the U.S. by then, but I wasn't there. In Bolivia, in my city, there's a bunch of craters because there's a lot of volcanoes there, and right next to his neighborhood there were craters. So he thought the road was still going, it wasn't turning, and he literally drove off the cliff. And with his girlfriend in the car, he passed away, bless his soul, and the girlfriend survived. But then that's how we know that he knew that he was very certain that the road was going straight, you know?
Wow. So him
maybe
and the girlfriend, but she survived, went off a cliff.
Yeah.
Wow.
A very tall cliff, dude. Like, this is Bolivia, and these are they're volcano craters. So you're talking about at least 10 floors worth of falling in a car that's going at high speeds, you know? So that's the first thing I thought about when I looked at it, you know?
Right.
And last thing I want to say, oh no, I have to say I love Adventures with Purpose, dude. Like, what? These guys are amazing. I wish I could pull off the things that these guys do. How fun, how amazing, you know, to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's
So
amazing,
cool.
man. I mean, and to be solving cases like that, they have I forgot how many cases they've helped bring closure to. I thought it's in their profile, but this was just another one added. And then now they're going to Julissa.
It's a lot. Julissa, yeah, they're going to help her.
Yep.
You know, hopefully they don't find her, you know, at the end of the day. Hopefully I'll find her alive. But the very last thing I want to say to you, man, is if I ever go missing, I wish and hope your community is the community that looks for me, bro.
We're going to come looking for you, man. We're gonna come searching for
man,
you.
Like, yeah, man. It's good people, man. You guys are good people.
We're gonna come searching for you, and in the process, they're gonna blame me for whatever happened to you. But we'll come looking for you.
Oh, these guys are gonna make you famous, man.
Bro,
Jeez.
it's crazy. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate the call, bro. We'll talk, man.
Yeah,
All right, peace.
yeah, good shit, man. Good shit. All right, dude.
Later, man. 917, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, is it me?
Yes. Hi, welcome.
Hey, what's up, Mel? Huge
What's
fan
up?
of your channel. Yeah, I'm here in Florida myself in the Sarasota County area.
Oh, nice. Florida.
Yeah, over by the. Anyway, nothing big that I wanted to say, but I just wanted to mention, because I've listened to a lot of people's speculation on many channels, and everyone's talking about this girl's car being in either drive or being in neutral.
Right.
And making a big deal about, oh, well, if it was in drive, then it wasn't an accident. If she's in neutral, it's a foul play, whatever. And saying that, well, her wheels, when they took the car out, that they were able to, basically the wheels were moving when it's backwards.
Right.
So, but I was thinking to myself, like, if I was a 16-year-old drunk and I hit the water, probably the first thing that I would do is hit the gear shift into reverse and try to back myself out of whatever I got myself into. So
possible, yeah.
I just think it's weird that everyone's talking about just drive or neutral, but to me the real telling sign if this was an accident would be if she was in reverse, because only she would have done that, So
right.
I just think it's interesting that a lot of people are making such a big deal about this, but not talking about that reverse would actually be the answer,
Yeah. There's just could be so many things, so many possibilities. It's like, I don't know. How do you know?
Dude, it's so many possibilities. I mean, I remember when I was that age, which was a very long time ago, like Loretta. And
Loretta.
Sorry, Loretta, I'm just joking. I'm just Loretta. But yeah. I mean, I did some real stupid shit when I was not, just a new driver. I mean, I remember just making a turn at night and driving up a one-way street going the wrong way. Just not even, just doing stupid stuff. But yeah, just with how dark it was out there and everything, I'm definitely leaning towards an accident. I'm not saying that some people didn't act very weird and suspicious, but who knows? Anyway, that said, I just wanted to say I listen to your show all the time. Awesome job, and
thank you.
I like the way you handled the drama and the whole Ronnie thing. So
appreciate that.
I'll keep on listening.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate you standing by my
have a
side.
good night.
All right, you too.
You got it.
Bye.
Talk to you. Bye.
Bye. Who's Loretta? I wonder which is which. Oh, we got two Lorettas in the chat now? I don't know. I love Loretta's voice too. I think everybody does. I almost want to reach out or something. 916, how you doing? Where you calling from? Oh,
What's
shit.
up? Is that me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
So I don't know. I listen to the show and I jump around, listen to all the other ones and stuff. So, and I'm pretty new to this channel, but I had a pretty interesting thought process on everything. So I figured I'd share it. And if I go past my time, just be like, "Yo, shut up."
All right, go ahead.
If I go past my time and you got any more questions, hit me up for sure. So anyway, I grew up in Colorado and I moved to North Lake Tahoe to the town of Truckee 7 years ago now. And I lived in Truckee for 6 years and I actually lived about 15 minutes from Boca and Crossers, just right up the road from that. And I used to ride dirt bikes all over there on those roads they show. So I know that area pretty well, and I fairly recognized her face, and they were talking about the tea shop and stuff like that. So I found that interesting. But
you said you recognize her face when?
Well, because she worked in a tea shop, which
I
had gone into. So I mean, the first thing I want to say, because a lot of people seems like people are kind of coming up with all this crazy stuff, is that town is super small. Like, it's like your cliche small town. Like, everyone knows everyone. And, you know, stuff gets around pretty quick. So just keep that in mind, I guess, is really what I want to say on that. And I have so many thoughts on it. But the other thing I had to say is, like, I grew up going, you know, when I was a younger shithead, I'd go out to campgrounds and drink with my friends underage. And, like, there was never any time where every single person bounced that fast, you know? Like, half the people stayed there. Like, I fall asleep in the bed of my truck, you know? Like, it's super weird that every single person just left. So.
That is, you're talking about like at the 12:30 time?
Yeah, like everyone
yeah.
calls them mass exodus. Like, dude, like, there would be people just chilling if there's a fire or whatever, like.
Right, while at the same time, or this massive exodus. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. And drunk kids, especially, like, from my experience, they end up in, like, the water. You know, they go down, they're like, let's go jump in the water, let's take off our shirt, whatever,
right.
You know? And I'm just saying it because I witnessed that kind of stuff firsthand. So the only thing I was thinking on everything is I thought that was weird. And, you know, how no one wants to talk. When I lived there, you know, I was a part of a church there, and I witnessed a lot of, you know, these kids. A lot of these kids are really good kids, but there's also a lot of kids there that their parents just literally let them do whatever. Like, they're the type of kids that'll never move out. There's mass amounts of drugs everywhere because people are super bored. So it's not really surprising that she was super ham-jangled like people are saying she was, but
right.
I don't know, that last caller was saying, like, oh, it was probably her first time, and no, like, those 16-year-old girls were kind of, I mean, I'm 35, and I have 4 kids, and I was straight up scared of those young kids up there. I was like, these kids are on a whole different level.
It's different
compared
now.
to when I was there.
Yeah.
And, you know, their parents, they have money, nice houses, stuff like that, so that was just kind of, I could go on and on about my experience up there for sure.
So on the road, like the whole, have you been out to this area before, the Prosser campground?
Yeah, I've been on the campground. I've been right on the beach, right where they pull their car out.
Okay.
With my kids up there kayak all the time, all over that lake.
There's a popular kayak, people kayak there all the time. Probably swimming there too.
Yeah, so like Boca and Prosser are like the local lakes. Like Lake Tahoe and Donner are kind of like, Donner has a lot of houses around it that are people who own really nice homes, but they're from Sac, which is where I live now. But, and then Tahoe is pretty far out, like, but as far as that area, it's very remote, and that's why the locals like it. It's because you don't get all the shenanigans that come with the out-of-town visitors and whatnot.
Okay.
So the roads there are generally, like, you got to drive pretty slow going in there. Like, you can't really rip through them in cars. Like, you'll straight up knock your alignment out or break your suspension if you're trying to be like that. So, like, there's places in there where you're spending 20 minutes driving like a mile in or whatever, you know, like you're crawling. So I just was like, I can't believe how those cars all just took off that quick. And then, I mean, the only other thing I want to say is I've camped out there a lot. And there are times when it's pretty pitch black, but like you get like residual light in the sky. It's kind of weird to say, but there's on the west side of the lake, if you're on the east side of the lake, you can see light from like Boreal if they're doing work up there, the ski resort. And then because they have night lighting and it's super bright. And then Reno's lights from the city, actually, you can see in the sky. So most of the time, it's not totally pitch black. And then the other thing I was going to say is, depending on where the moon phase was,
right?
If that moon's full and hitting the water, it reflects off the water and like doubles the intensity of the light. So it's actually like you can see. So I don't know. I didn't really buy the whole thing that, you know, unless she was straight up whacked or something, how she could, she's a mountain girl that lived up there. She knew that area. She knew that the danger of going anywhere near that lake, so
okay.
I thought that was pretty interesting for sure. And then the friends just ditching her is like, it's a small community up there, and like people up there really want to take care of each other, you know what I mean? And you could see it in how many people came out of the woodworks when this all happened. Like, and I was part of a church there that, they want to help. So to me, it's very strange that, not one person comes forward or, has anything to say about it.
Right.
As far as people that participated. But from what I heard too, a lot of people were from SAC and Reno and out of town.
Right. Yeah.
That's hard to think there. It's just like, my friends and me, I would never like just leave a friend if we were doing drugs, especially like what they're talking about. It's like, dude, that's messed up. Like you're pretty much giving a death sentence if you leave someone up there that's messed up on drugs out in the woods there. You get lost fast.
Anything could happen to you. Mm-hmm.
There's bears up there, and right now the bears are starting to get kind of.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had a ranch up there. We were chasing bears away constantly, especially as this time of year comes around because it's getting colder at night.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of like triggers their instincts to forage to get fat because winters come pretty early there. So, it's just it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would you leave your friend so super messed up in a place where so many different factors were not favorable for her, other than driving,
Right. Are you leaning towards anything? Are you leaning towards an accident or foul play or undecided?
I mean, it seems like I can get pretty dark sometimes, everyone can get like their deep thoughts or dark thoughts and all that, whatever. I worked as a tattoo artist for 10 years and I'm a truck driver. So I listen to a lot of crazy stuff when I'm driving and like, you can definitely go down this rabbit hole of thinking what happened. To me, I just felt like, if anything, they witnessed her do something like crazy in her car, like driving to the lake, and they all just dipped because they didn't want, to have to be there when the cops showed up. You know what I mean? And then their kids operating with the mind state of, oh, she'll be all right, she'll get out or whatever, and they all just leave, and it wasn't that way.
Right.
Like, I don't think it was something where she OD'd out on the ground and they threw her in there and pushed it in. That's pretty dark and heavy accusation.
Yeah.
I think it was a tragic accident, and it happens. I hope that those young kids up there can learn from it and be more careful. I've got kids between the ages of 6 months and 8 years old and everything in between, 2 boys and 2 girls. And so for me, I'm just like, dude, it's terrifying to be a parent of such young kids right now, and wonder how it's going to be when they grow up, because of their influences, of who's around them. So, because she seemed like a really good kid.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate your call.
And if you got any more questions, I don't know how to find me, but you can always hit me up.
I can save your. Hold on, I save your number. Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll have some more questions. What's your name again?
Sean.
Sean. Okay, yeah, I'll save it here. And yeah, if we have any other questions, for sure, I can hit you up sometime. Thanks, man.
All right, sounds.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too. Thanks. Okay, last caller, Anonymous. Thank you for holding all this time. Anonymous, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Are you talking to me?
Yes. Hi.
Oh, hi. Oh, this is Mandy from Montana again.
Hi, Mandy.
I know I shouldn't probably call twice.
That's
but,
okay. You don't know how I was ready to hang up. I thought it was like a troll. My finger was right on the trigger right there. It was like, blip.
I didn't know why it came up anonymous. That's weird.
Okay. You're good. How you doing, man?
Anyways, good. How are you?
Good.
Thanks for putting up with all us crazies out here.
No.
So you asked me earlier when I called, and I kind of was rambling on because I've never done this before, and it's kind of scary.
No, you're good.
But you asked about why she would have been in the back seat. I hadn't heard that anywhere, and I watched quite a few other channels about her being buckled in. So the thing I did hear multiple times was that she was just in the back seat, and I'm pretty sure that AWP, I'm pretty sure I heard or read somewhere that they also said, and I might be wrong because I've seen a lot of stuff on here now, but that when you blow, like when you pass away and drown, like you bloat and then you float, and so you're going to go to like whatever part of the car that's kind of upwards. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, when it floats,
Yeah.
you're saying like, wait.
Like when someone passes away and drowns, or
Right.
After somebody passes away, like there's gases in the
Oh,
body
yeah.
that
Yeah, it's just true.
balloon a body. Yeah.
Right.
And on top of drowning as well, it makes it even more so. So they kind of float, to different areas of the vehicle.
Right.
So that was to answer that question. And then my other question is, and this might be a dumb question, but was she really with friends? Because it seems like she was with that Sammy girl, and they weren't really that good of friends. And it seemed like she was more among strangers and like older kids. Like, would somebody actually be paying attention to a girl that is younger that nobody really knows? Did people really know each other? Because it sounded like there's a lot of people from all different places. So, would she could
It's
have easily
possible.
just slipped off the side and nobody noticed? But
I thought they said she was like really friendly too or something. I thought I saw somewhere they said that she liked meeting people, or they like meeting new people and stuff. I think Sammy said that. So,
well, didn't it seem though like a lot of her friends weren't at the party? Her friends weren't at the party. She was.
yeah, I don't know. Mm-hmm.
So, like, how good of friends were her and Sammy is always, has been the question. But, again, they're young. They're looking for attention and boys and,
right.
And so we all know how teenagers are. And maybe Sammy just decided, oh, there's a cute boy. I'm going to stay here and hook up, whatever,
Right.
And so Kiely did her own thing. But again, with back to the chair being tilted back, she may have been like trying to sleep off her drunkenness a little bit, you know what I mean? And then just forgot to put her seat up too. That was another thing I was going to say. But the last thing I wanted to say was, with they'll know if it's foul play or not because of the water in the lungs. When they do the autopsy.
Right. I've heard a couple people saying that.
Yeah, and so I mean that we can all speculate of what our ideas are, but that's going to be, I think, the deciding factor. It's not going to matter what gear the car is in because anything could have happened in the heat of the moment.
Right.
What's really going to determine that is the water in the lungs. So if she was killed before the water, she wouldn't have water in her lungs. If she drowned, then she was most likely by herself. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to touch on one more thing, was that lady who called about the reverse. Like, I had thought about that, but why would the fact that her car is flipped, I don't see how you could like slow, if you were parked by the water, and let's say the party really was by the water, and people did see this and they all split or whatever, like, why would she be going at like such a fast speed to where you'd flip a car, like going in reverse?
So,
I don't see how, if you were slowly reversing and flipping in, that's one thing, but how would your car flip upside down?
With the flipping thing, I think they're talking about that because once the vehicle goes into the water, they say a lot of the times, I think because of the engine block and then the buoyancy of the tires, it causes like a flip. It causes the car to flip. And so they say that's kind of common.
Even though if she was going if you're parked right by the water and you accidentally put it in reverse.
Oh, I don't know about the reverse thing. I don't know about that whole thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With that lady who said she may have had it in reverse, parked by the water.
Okay.
I don't see how she could have ended up upside down if that were the case. But, and then the last thing was that guy who talked about the Mexicans that were killed. I haven't heard that anywhere.
Yeah.
Has anybody?
He's talking about the two people that had got into a car. Well, I don't know if it's a car accident. The car was found down an embankment off the road, and they were both deceased. I actually got to check and see if there's any updates with that story, but I don't think it has any relation to that. I mean, it's a weird thing. I don't know. They're investigating. Even the police said that they don't believe there's any correlation between them. So, but it is odd.
Yeah,
though.
I just feel like people are grasping at a lot of straws because I think it's pretty. I don't know. I'm not going to be like that other guy and say for a fact I know she was doing. I just think like looking at the basics that her friend just wasn't really her friend. She took off and she was in a hurry and she was drunk, and even roads that you know really well when you're not in your right mind. You're just
Right.
and you're in trouble with your mom or whatever. You're probably not going to be driving like a normal person. But anyhow, thanks for a great show. And
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for calling
I just
back.
wanted to touch base with the the bloating thing, because a lot of people are. I've never heard that she was buckled into the back seat. So if anyone else has heard that, just maybe they could post like where they heard that, because I'd like to watch it.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Now let me get the super chats, because I've let that fall behind, and I'm sorry about that for the people that have sent super chats. Kind of got carried away with the calls and the disconnect and all this stuff, but okay. BC says going to the site, recording and posting videos and speculation seems so disrespectful to Kiely and her family. Paying your respects at the site privately is very different. Just my opinion. Thanks, BC. Dig says technical difficulties. Please stand by. That was way earlier. Damn, that shit said 2 hours ago. Oh, we just crossed the 2 hour mark. Thanks, Diggs. And Shelly, this is why we have our community and chat, right? To talk about all points of view. No? Yep, true. Thanks, Shelly, for the super chat. Amanda, all the speculation is definitely interesting. How long do you think it'll take law enforcement to follow up on what they find out? I remember hearing something about California not releasing toxicology results. True? I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know, Diggs, you can look that up. I've heard something like that as well. And they say it could take a couple weeks for the autopsy, but I'm also hearing that they might not even release anything. As far as the parents, they might not release the toxicology or the autopsy. Etheria, thanks for the super chat. Could she be inconsistent when she entered the water? But could she be inconsistent? I don't know what that is. Hold on a second. Am I reading that wrong? Let me look this up. Maybe they meant to say unconscious, maybe. I think it meant unconscious. Could she be unconscious when she entered the water? There were no brake marks at all. Area was scout. That would explain the distance from the shore. People have thought that and speculated that as well, like passed out, seizures, etc. Verna, thanks for the super chat, says there really wasn't anything she could have hit. Oh, Verna says there really wasn't anything there she could have hit on the way there. Chopper, thanks for the super chat, says I think we need to see, did she suffer from depression? Was she bullied? What was the situation in her life at the time? She may have got depressed and she had no way out. I'm praying that that's not the case. I haven't heard anybody talk about that. That is an angle, but they were saying she was really happy, but I don't know. Katie, thanks for the super chat, says I think she was trying to text her mom on the way, etc. Sandy, thanks for the super chat, says window broke, flipping car. AWP wasn't allowed to. Yeah, they can't allow to, but people with the broken window are trying to say that maybe it was broken before and something happened to her and then they pushed the car. That's where they're trying to go with that. Sifa, I emailed you yesterday about Sammy. I was wondering if I could get your opinion on it. Thanks for the super chat yesterday. Am I Gmail or iCkEdMeL at iCkEdMeL? I'll take a look. GJ, sadly, I think this was an OD and the other party or party scum freaked and drove the car in and swam out. I hope I'm wrong. Rest in peace, Kiely. To the family, this is a tough time. Rest in peace and love to the family. This is a tough time. In this tough time. Just Julia, thank you for the super chat. Don't forget to message me, and I hope to remember to message you back. I have your DM on Facebook. Just send me a message right when we end so it bumps it up to the top, because I have a bunch of messages on Facebook. Chopper, thanks for the membership. Ozzy, thanks for the membership. Steel Magnolia. Hope you got my text just now. Feel like that needs to be revisited. I don't know if I did or not. I was looking at I don't know who's who anymore on my Google Voice. Oh yes, that is, okay. That is you. Okay, hang on 1 second there. Make Love COD would normally be released by now. Cause of death. Maybe so, yeah. Sandy Martin, Jared / AWP in the chat twice now answering people. That was a fake account, I believe. Katie, Alexandria, they must have got a laugh out of that too. They must have really got a kick out of that. Grizzly True Crimes drone footage from 8/18/2022 shows oil sheen on the surface of the water above her car. 3125 timestamp, you'll see it. Thank you. Renee, Jared is in the chat. Have him call in to explain how they do their searches. Thank you, Renee. I guess I'm gonna have to owe the super chats to the troll. Some of those super chats. Shelly, thanks for the super chat. Says AWP, thank you for finding Kiely. Oh my god, I owe the troll some super chats. Mo, I don't see AWP in the chat. Renee, another super chat. AWP in the please call in. Sandy, AWP was flashing blue on 2 questions. Maria by Love, thanks for the super chat. Says Mel in the sexy chat. Heart. Egypt Mania, AWP wouldn't be answering any questions about anything due to the active investigation. Love you, Mel. Keep on keeping. Thank you. Egypt Mania, last caller's voice is perfect for ASMR. She should she should do that. Stop Julie, Mel. Pick up your jaw from the floor. You should have seen the last call that we had with her on the other stream. I'm thinking I need to clip the calls and put it together for the members because it's really funny. But I was pretty much red. They do not release the cause or manner yet. The autopsy was done Tuesday and continued into today until the traffic investigation is done to determine if the fatality was accident or foul play. They may not release anything. Okay, thanks. That's Diggs. Steel, I might call you. Steel Magnolia, how do we call in? Sandy, AWP popped up verified, not troll. Did they really? I'm going to have to send people to look up and AWP popped up verified, not troll. Okay, so they're going to have to go back and see. I don't know. Ali, Nali. Hey, Mel, just want to say I appreciate you, how respectful and humble you are, especially with all the craziness going on. You are a man of intelligence and integrity. Keep staying positive. God bless. Thank you, Ali. Mountain Kayaker. I've camped at Prosser. It's pitch dark at night. Driving at night, being intoxicated on the roads by the lake is dangerous. Just Julie, I've been a sub since Gabby, but today's my gotcha day. You're all amazing. Thank you. Oh, we're caught up. Chopper, thanks for the super chat. Trying to call from Australia. Can't get through, sadly. Kangaroo must have eaten the phone line. Bugger. I've tried calling from Australia. Lisa, Mel, can you organize a chase for my birthday tomorrow, please? I'll ask nicely in Loretta's voice. For sure. If you ask like that, definitely. Happy early birthday. And I think I feel something coming tomorrow. I think I feel something, like something inside me. It's not strong, but I have like a feeling for tomorrow. There's a possibility. So, but happy early birthday. You're an amazing person. Thank you for all the support and like checking in on me and for watching and all that good stuff. And we're caught up. LeGlaire, what's up? LeGlaire says we won't know she's a minor. I'm calling it. It's an accident. That's it. Yeah, man. I feel. That's what I feel too, man. And I don't know. And honestly, if there's nothing that comes out, we're probably gonna be covering other stuff in the meantime. Obviously, while we wait. And there's a lot of people covering Julicia, which is great, but there's like a bunch of other people too that are missing that, who knows. We'll be moving around trying to cover different stories. Fuzzy says only the divers know if she was in front, back of the car or seatbelted in. If the front seat was pushed back, what gear car was in, if the lights were on or off, blah, 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 etc. They aren't talking. True. Love you too, Lisa. Check your email, please, Mel. Oh, and I gotta go soon. I ordered a bottle of wine. 6 minutes ETA. 60 minutes ETA left. Oh. I was gonna try to call. I mean, if she keeps it quick, But you have like literally maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Bro, tonight's my first night, like no baby. I gotta be up early though. But I'm glad I spent it with you guys. It's cool. Birthday chase. We do need a birthday chase.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing? This is Mel.
Hi. Hey, Mel.
Hey, you have like, I don't know, 3 minutes, 4 minutes? 4 minutes.
Am I just with you? Or
No, we're live. We're live.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you wanted to share some information with the live or your thoughts on this.
Here, hold on. Let me stop the background. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I sent you the text messages. They were videos. One was a video that I put together just when AWP, we thought, called into your chat. Just because, I think that we forget what they do and the immense probably PTSD that they experience going down into those waters and dealing with the family and everything. So that was the last message that I sent you, but I posted on the group, Kiely Rodni. That's what I sent to you, was the video with the red flags of Sammy. And I'm not here to, I'm not trying to take down a teenager. We all were, as many of your callers have said, but there's, Annie Elise said the same thing, but I watched it again today, and I'm stuck on it, and I can't get off of it. Mm-hmm. So not to damn Sammy, but I think it's worth watching, and you got your bottle of wine, so maybe,
I'm gonna play it then.
Watch it.
Okay.
Maybe, watch it, and if you feel that it's appropriate, show it. But I edited it down with the transcript from the Dream Chaser video that she did.
Oh, God.
I just think it's really, really strange that she reached out to this random YouTuber when all of you who have hundreds of thousands of followers,
Mm-hmm.
it's very strange. So I pointed out 3 different things.
Okay. So. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. I'll have to get you in the show some other time too, but since we're limited.
Absolutely understand.
Okay, we'll talk.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. Thanks. Okay, let's get this thing going. I'm an angel. Thanks for becoming a member. Magical Chaos. Love your whole intuition vibe you have going on. Yo, Magical Chaos, I appreciate your support too and reaching out and checking on me.
With our unique skill set is rare, and it is an honor to help agencies and families all across the nation. We will be working together with authorities here to share this knowledge over the next couple of days. It is always our mission to promote and share the techniques we utilize so that our purpose can help as many people as possible.
We'd like to thank all of our supporters. We can't thank all of you enough for your donations and putting us in this position as we continue to grow and help more
guys. Thank you guys, state after state, when we're out here, you at home. Suited up.
Thanks, guys.
Nick suited up in his dive gear and conducted the dive to formally identify and assess the vehicle, with me running OTS comms topside. Once we confirmed it was indeed Kiely's vehicle, we immediately notified family, law enforcement, and Dad and Grandpa were on scene within minutes. I'm always focusing on our team and our mental state, our emotional state. This is Nick's first soft case that he's been a part of, Devin, as well as Kevin. And we focus on the positive. As tragic as this is, I always drill home to these guys to focus on what we're doing. We're providing answers for families, and we're helping law enforcement close cases. That's a positive thing. We can't allow ourselves as professionals as we become to get caught up in some of the other things that aren't going to benefit us to get caught up in. So we're focusing and maintaining our mental focus on the positive aspects of what it is that we do, which is providing answers.
All right, so I gotta head out of here. They're just about to get here. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. What's going on right here? Appreciate you joining me tonight and supporting the stream. And calling in and just all the support with all the nonsense that's been going on too. Love you guys so much. And the chat's amazing. Oh yeah, yo, and the voting. Oh my god, like how many votes did we get? 6,100. Holy crap. Can I screenshot that? Let's end it now. Amazing. Amazing. 6,100 votes, man. It's time for me to go. Están aquí ahora. Vamos. Woo. 52% say accident, 47% say foul play. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night. Peace. Bloop, bloop. Thank you for all the support, man. All the people that have been holding me down. Thank you so freaking much. And the people that have turned their back, thank you too. Because I don't have to waste my time anymore on you guys. On the people that have done that. So, love you. Peace. Bye. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Loretta.